name is Aidan Kearney,
known online as
Turtleboy, and is a senior editor for
tvdailynews.com.
They call me Dr. Turtleboy.
It's my preferred pronoun.
Daddy.
What's up, Daddy?
Journalism Jesus.
Timothy Kearney.
The one and only Turtleboy.
Turtleboy. What's up, Slick? The doctor is here.
This guy's a bad motherfucker.
That's quite the intro.
I've broken a lot of major stories. I've been doing it for about 11 years. I used to be a high school teacher.
Turtleboy has changed a lot over the years. I was once a blogger, but now I'm much more accurately known as an award-winning journalist, a satirist, and an activist. Boom!
They're screaming your name here.
You're the crowd daddy.
Crazy. People either love me or hate me.
Listen, Turtle, all right?
But either way, they're watching.
Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
Stop it. I'm never gonna stop. This fight's just getting started. Now let's get this party started. Yo! What's up, people? How's everyone doing out there tonight? Good, excellent. Or this morning. It's not tonight. It's this morning, 10 o'clock. But welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is a special show, a 10 o'clock show. We don't really do this often, but we have this lore and true crime thing that I'm determined to get to the end on because it's just too entertaining. And that's what I'm here to do ultimately, is entertain you, right? Make you happy, right? Give you something to watch, give you something to talk about, etc. I got to turn this light off. Hold on. Now, obviously, in the last 24 hours, there's been a lot of stuff happening that aren't involving this lore and true crime thing that I'd like to get to, and I will get to. Obviously, I had a couple of charges that were dropped. It was all over the news. That was cool to see. And other stuff is happening too. The new attorney Corey Marbury versus Madison. I'm just drawing a blank right now. She got an email from February 22nd, 2024 that shows that Michael Cox, commissioner of the Boston Police Department, was well aware that Kelly Deaver was a witness in the Karen Reed situation and involved in the federal investigation. And so Corey Richens, thank you. And that she knew all about it. So Michael Cox lied when he told the media he didn't know what that was, etc. So, there's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on. The fake victim is unraveling everything. It's great to see. There's so much to talk about. But for now, and we will talk about all that, and I'm going to put all that shit out there. I'm going to write my stories. I'm going to do what I always do. There's only so many hours in the day, though. So today we're going to do this from 10 to noon, just like we did yesterday. We're going to continue to delve into this. And I will not be revealing the person that called. I did speak with the person who called me yesterday. It was off the record though. So you know me, when somebody says something to me off the record, I honor that. And it's this crazy thing called doing a journalism. When Karen Reed would tell me stuff on the record that I published or off the record that I would not publish, they called that conspiracy to commit witness intimidation, which is just silly now, isn't it? There's never going to be any more indictments of Karen Reed or me. All that's going to happen from this point forward is charges are going to go away. Hold on. Yeah. Cool. All right. Anyway. Hold on. What the fuck's this? Oh. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, let's just jump right into this. So I have been sent the audio, a few people have gotten it, of Lauren True Crime's evidentiary hearing part 1. All right. So Lauren Matthias did have a 2-party hearing with Christina, the TikTok lady, her former friend and artist who she got her to do some contract work, some art for her or something. I don't know. And they had a falling out, she calls her stalker. And so that audio has come out, and that audio is, she didn't tell the truth about what happened in that audio. As it turns out, the judge in that situation saw right through the bullshit. And I believe that the reason that they were going to have a second day of the evidentiary hearing, but it was not going, the first day did not go well for her. Okay. And as a result, you know, I think she wanted to avoid the second day. And I think she's using this law and crime thing. She did not want it to be on TV. I'll tell you that much. She did not want that to be on TV. Okay. All right. Give me 1 sec. All right. Anyway, so let's jump right back into it. What do we want to start with first? Do we want to start with the court audio? Yeah, let's start with the court audio, shall we? Let's just jump. Let's start with that. And then we'll go back to her rant. We got to get Duty Ron. We got a lot to cover here with this story. All right. So here we go. Do I have it here? Actually, I don't think I could do 1.5 speed on this.
04055. Can I get counts?
Yeah. So some people have it on YouTube. A YouTuber by the name of '𝗵𝗲𝗄𝗃 sent it to me. And she is kind enough to, she streamed it herself, the court audio. So we're going to watch her version of it. And let's go. Here we go.
I'm happy to go out with this and try to have a quick discussion.
Okay, why don't you guys do that and then come back and let me know.
I'm shut.
Thanks. 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Yeah, 5. I mean, what we're able to work out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So given the nature of the claims and the emotional distress it's caused my client, and considering the audience we have here, my client is requesting that only the necessary parties, those from the respondent side,
Requesting to clear the
be allowed to
courtroom.
be in the courtroom, provide her some sort of safety and comfort during these proceedings, to the extent we can.
Okay. Mr. 𝗵𝗃𝗃?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd object to that. This is a petition that's been brought by the petitioner. She's going to be here in the courtroom, and as respondent, Ms. we kind of have people here with her.
You know, it's an open courtroom. There's no motion filed to close it. So, and I expect the
Denied.
parties to be here in person on the other case. So that motion is denied. Now, as to the reality of where we are, how much time does counsel think that realistically you're going to need in this case?
Well, we need at least 2 witnesses, 3 including the petitioner's husband. I'll try to get through as quickly as I can, but there are
How
some
much time are you
lines.
anticipating?
Well, you know, Your Honor, I had anticipated having the whole day, honestly. So, or at least half the day. That's correct. And that was rescheduled to Monday the 17th to the 27th.
So I'm not sure why when we schedule it at 4, why you'd anticipate you would have a half day or a whole day.
You're right. That I might have misread that. Read too much into it, but it was rescheduled for 11 a.m. So,
So how much time are you anticipating? That's
hours.
Hours?
how many hours?
Hours.
Oh, she read my mind.
On your case in chief, Mr. 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃?
We are prepared to accordion to the court's convenience on this. Certainly, if the other side's entitled to 3 hours, we'd ask for parity, but you know, we think that you could do it in substantially less time. It just depends on how they want to do it.
Okay.
I have a suggestion, Your Honor.
And by the way, if anybody, the link to the, I'll be pausing this probably halfway through. We'll take a break for Turtle Chats. If you want to have your messages read out loud to the class, you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, pay whatever, say whatever. I'll read it out loud to the class, or you can cash at me at $ @UncleTurtleboy. We could do it that way. Back to this.
What is our ex parte motion to enforce the temporary subsequent injunction? Perhaps if we proceeded to resolve that motion, that may resolve the entire matter. If, in other words, I guess what I'm saying is, perhaps we can achieve what we need to by simply ruling on that motion, and then if it's granted, then that resolves the issue, and if it's not, then we can, I guess, readdress and plan at that point.
Mr. 𝗵𝗃𝗃?
That's the tail wagging the dog, Your Honor. I mean, we have 28 days, you know, from the notice. As far as I'm aware, I don't think the court has issued a hearing. I know there was a request to expedite it. I didn't really see.
Okay.
Because if I say I rule in favor of your client, Mr. Dale, on the motion to enforce, and then later I rule that they're shouldn't have been a stalking injunction.
Wait, you guys are saying like does have a tendency to strike this at the beginning. We need to hear both sides.
Okay, have a seat. Let me think through something. Thank you for your arguments.
Issue, and it was effective, and there were violations of it. Whether or not the court decides to continue that and issue a permanent stalking injunction is a separate question. So I would argue that we can proceed on just the ex parte motion today.
So I think these are their lawyers. Basically, they're deciding whether or not to make. They call it a civil stalking injunction. She's obsessed with saying that. It seems to be the equivalent of a restraining order in Massachusetts. It's a temporary one. They're doing a two-party hearing here, and apparently it's going to take a long time. There's witnesses. It's just insane.
But didn't I just see a request to submit just barely filed on 9/17? So just 5 days ago.
I have to check the date myself.
Yeah, that's what I saw. So I do think that there is preparation time. We do have to give due processes today. If they weren't prepared to argue that today, it's not fair to throw it on them and put that in there. Let me just look at. Or they proceed by proffer. It doesn't sound like either party. Well, it sounds like one party is willing to proceed by proffer. The other wants to call witnesses. And we certainly do not have enough time to do it today to get everything in.
Don't
so
have time
what
to do
I'm
it today.
suggesting is I'd like to set this for October 16th. And in that time, I could give you.
Oh, that was the one that just
I
passed.
give you the whole day.
October 16th passed. Okay.
And I can give you a good portion of it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, it was noticed for today. For an hour, if counsel was unprepared to present petitioner's case within the time allotted, then it was sort of incumbent on him to contact the court and to determine how much time would be available. In the meantime, my client's civil rights have been severely impeded by the temporary order.
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly.
Of almost a month. Severely prejudiced her. We got.
That's the thing. It's like as long as the temporary order is in place, her rights are limited, and she has to worry about arrest constantly. Like you can't just keep allowing a temporary order to be in place.
That's recalling witnesses that come from out of state, and we prepared because the court told us to be in court today, and we prepared for the time that the court had to give us, and it's simply prejudicial and unfair to respond.
It's all good, Sarah. We've all been there before. All good.
Every
All
opportunity to
good.
stipulate to a continuance and make sure that the court would have time to hear hours of testimony, and that's our objection.
How many witnesses do you have from out of state?
We have 2 here today.
Okay. Mr. Dale, do you want to respond?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I don't think it's fair to put that on us. I mean, the hearing was set for 11 a.m. I'm sorry, and there was no mention or notice that there would only be an hour. I apologize that we were prepared to examine many witnesses to prove our case. Counsel had the same information, got the same information we did. For him to assume that he could call in witnesses today to examine them all in an hour, it's equally to blame. There's no, that's not.
We're going to get this on the record. We've got 2 out-of-state witnesses. I'm going to bring their testimony. I'm going to have you put them on the stand. We're going to continue this for the morning of October 16th. We're going to put these 2 witnesses on all witnesses today and have them testify in cross-examination. So there shouldn't be any preparation.
Christina had the witnesses. This is insane.
Okay. Any questions?
All right, let's get started.
Okay, Mr. Donckelberger.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We'd like to call Janine to the stand, please.
All right, so this is Janine. I think this is what's the name's friend? This is Christina's friend. I think it is. Here.
Spell your name for the record, please.
Yes, it's Janice.
Janice, yeah.
Correct or modify or draft or otherwise comment or contribute meaningfully to this declaration?
Yes.
Did you authorize signature of this declaration?
Yes.
And did you understand that when you did that, you missed?
I met her in April 2024 at a trial, and we became friends. And we have continued to be friends and attend other trials together.
Okay. How would you describe your relationship with the petitioner, Lauren Matthias?
I met her. Well, we were in Facebook groups for a different case, and I met her in April 2023, but we were never friends.
Has Ms. ever asked you to contact Ms. Matthias?
Never.
For any reason?
No.
Never.
Do you understand that by discussing your declaration here today that it's going to proceed by way of proffer and is going to take the place of your testimony on direct examination?
Yes.
And with that, Your Honor, I'll yield my time.
Okay.
Wow.
So this woman, Janice, has written a statement in defense of her friend Christina about this whole thing, and they're letting the what she wrote kind of speak for her, and then she's going to be cross-examined on it by Lauren True Crime's attorney, and she is the petitioner.
Just a clarifying question. I wasn't clear on when you met my client.
I met her at a trial April
2024.
Tim, you may sit down.
So I hope you got it.
Lindsay.
Okay, so this is her friend
What?
Lindsay. So this is the friend Lindsay,
Sorry.
Oh
Who
my
is-
goodness. I'm shook, guys.
who also apparently received a cease and desist from Lauren True Crime. It's a theme with a lot of the people that she's associated with. She said she's very litigious about what people are allowed to say, and she doesn't like people talking who had previous relations with her, etc.
Hearing today, did you provide a declaration to be filed with the court?
I did.
And did you have the opportunity to review, draft, contribute, or otherwise put your seal of approval on the declaration?
Yes.
And did you authorize me to sign on your behalf and file with the court?
Yes.
And did you understand at the time that your testimony and your declaration could be offered in place of your direct examination here at trial?
Yes.
And do you certify that you understood that you were making statements that you made under penalty of perjury of Utah law?
Yes. April of 2024, and we became friends and have been friends since.
And would you please describe
Wow.
your relationship with the petitioner, Lauren 𝗬𝗂𝗧?
I met 𝗬𝗂𝗧𝗂𝗧 in April of 2023, and we were acquaintances at first and then later became friends. And then we were friends in April of 2024 when I met Christina.
Okay. Was there any point at which your friendship with Ms. 𝗬𝗂𝗧 changed?
Yes.
When was that?
In December of 2024.
And what happened?
Well, I was freelancing working for her, and that relationship ended. I thought we were still friends. We talked in December. Everything was fine. Then the next time I saw her in person was in April of 2025.
25. Okay.
And we greeted each other briefly at the courthouse in line for security. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. That type of thing. And
Is that the
I haven't
Richard Allen
spoken to her
trial?
since.
Okay. Did at any time Ms. ask you to contact Ms. 𝗬𝗂𝗧 for any reason?
No.
In your declaration, you
my
gave some
God.
testimony about an incident that occurred at a restaurant in Boise. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And was there any interaction by you personally with the police after that?
No.
Okay. Have you reviewed the police report that was generated from that episode?
Yes.
Okay. And you received a copy of it previously?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know whether or not that investigation remains open?
To my knowledge, it's closed.
Okay. And what's your knowledge on that based on?
Based on the police report, the officer talked to the restaurant, maybe the waiter, confirmed that me and my friends were at the restaurant before. We left after, and the officer put in his report that he had spoke to.
Objection here, Your Honor.
What?
I'm just saying, why not get the audio and play both sides?
Hearsay testimony. The rest of it.
Okay. So with respect to your review of the report, just a review for the court, you
Yeah.
reviewed the report.
Yes.
Okay. Was Ms. present at the restaurant in Boise? Do
No.
you know where she was?
Europe.
Objection Foundation.
Sustained.
How do you know where she was?
Because she told me she was going to Europe.
Litigation calls for hearsay. Reviews hearsay.
Oh, it was Chad Daybell's trial. That's what it was for. That-
Overruled.
And in any event, she wasn't at the restaurant.
Correct.
Okay. Following the incident at the restaurant, or at any other time, have you, on behalf of Ms. ever reached out to Ms. 𝗬𝗂𝗧?
Never.
With that, I'll yield, Your Honor.
So she's never. This is two witnesses who never reached out and spoke to Miss Lauren True Crime. Like they're establishing here, there's no harassment. That's what harassment is: me contacting you and bothering you and annoying you and putting you in fear. That's what harassment is. Nothing like that is occurring. It's just some woman making TikToks that Lauren 𝗬𝗂𝗧 is going out of her way every day to look at for some reason because she likes to look at things that bother her. Apparently.
Agree?
23. I thought I heard you say 24.
Sorry.
And how were you introduced to her?
I don't know. We were both at the same trial, and I might have introduced myself in April of 2024, the next year, at a trial as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you describe your relationship? How would you describe your relationship with the respondent?
Really good. We became friends. Kind of happenstance, but we had a lot in common, and just kind of naturally became friends.
And you're still friends to this day?
Yes.
You communicate regularly?
Yes.
How often?
Multiple times a week.
Do you have a social media account?
Yes.
Do you follow the respondent's social media account?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the account titled Objection, Your Honor?
Yes.
What is that account?
Oh.
That is one of Christina's TikTok accounts.
You say one of hers. Does she have others?
She has a art account where she posts art stuff.
Yeah, art. Yeah.
All of them?
Her art is the best art of
I
all
don't
the
know if I've
art.
seen all of them, but I've seen a majority.
Have you ever commented on any one of the videos?
Yeah.
How many times?
Okay, she commented on.
Objection, Your Honor. Foundation calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Kind of dull
So
so
you've
far.
seen the videos, and you just mentioned you have seen the ones where she mentions her ex-friend.
Correct.
Let me ask you, what is your understanding of who the ex-friend is?
My understanding, the ex-friend,
Mhm.
to be Lauren 𝗬𝗂𝗧.
That's my client.
Correct.
How would you characterize the nature of the videos about the ex-friend, my client? Were they positive or negative?
Which videos?
I'm just asking for your overall impression.
Okay.
All the videos you said you've seen,
Overall
were they
impression.
positive about my client or negative, in your opinion?
I don't think they were positive, but
Okay. So you can't say they were positive. Can you think of any video that was positive?
there were actually a few where they weren't about your client. They were about protecting like your own personal peace, things like that, things that were like kind of, I don't know, not like motivational, but like peaceful. Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
This is boring.
Communicate with my client to this day?
No.
When was the last time you communicated with my client? Do you remember?
The last text messages I sent her were in January of this year.
Did your relationship with my client have any professional nature to it?
Yes, at one point it did.
How so?
After I left one of the jobs I was at, I was kind of waiting for my next one to start. And so we were friends, and I offered to help, and Lauren was very supportive of me at the time when I was leaving the place I was at. And so I worked for her and her husband freelance for a few months.
So you were an employee of hers for a few months?
I was an employee, like, are you meaning legally? So it was like a 1099 contract.
So I believe, no, so this must be the attorney for Lauren Matthias that is cross-examining her and saying, at least that's my understanding of it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you mean.
When did your employment end?
I believe it's beginning of December, approximately.
Do you recall any interactions with the respondent? Did you have any personal conversations with the respondent?
Yeah, this is like middle school shit. This is
either before or after your employment ended.
Did I have, can you repeat that?
Yeah, can you recall any conversations you've had with the respondent about my client?
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Okay. How about after your employment?
After? Yeah.
Okay. What was the nature of those conversations?
Can you be more specific? I'm sorry.
Sure. Whenever you were speaking with her about my client, would you characterize it as positive or negative?
I guess I don't really, I'm not, can you ask me that one more time? I'm trying to understand.
Sure. I'm just asking if the nature of your conversations you've had with the respondent about my client after you were, after your employment ended, were they positive about my client?
I'll object. This last foundation vague.
That's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get why Christina, the alleged stalker, showed up at CrimeCon when she wasn't allowed to be 500 feet of Lauren. Good point.
because she had a ticket. Because she
Let
had
me
a
ask you this.
ticket.
How often would you say did you?
And she didn't know Lauren was going to be there. How would she know that?
Well, at first we were all friends. So in that month of December, things were a little bit awkward between Lauren and I. And so
there's also a way to, go to the true crime convention, CrimeCon, and avoid and not come within 500 feet of fake victim here, Lauren. Like, there's also a way to do that. She could in theory attend this and never cross paths with her.
I think that the conversations were based on, are you going to reach out to her? Like, or do you think this is something that can be fixed? Like the friendship. And then after that, I'm not really sure. I am aware of I put in the thing about, like this case. Like I know, like in April, when Christina and Lauren had a conversation, like I knew about that.
Were you aware of, when did you become aware of the respondent's social media account about my client?
I'll object. Assumes facts. Lacks foundation.
She's already testified she's seen and reviewed all the videos and knowledge of the accounts.
So what testimony I heard is that she's aware of some communication there, whether it was on the objection, Your Honor, pickpocket account, and that she understands that the ex-friend referred to there was referring to the petitioner. So if you want to ask her about that specifically, or if there's others, you can ask. Otherwise, the objection is the same.
Okay. Do you recall speaking with the respondent at any time about her social media account titled Objection, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Describe that first, when you first became aware.
I don't really remember.
Okay.
I think I would be guessing. I would be sure. Oh no, I can't remember if she told me about it or if it popped up on my page.
Okay, so she made an account. Yeah. A little boring so far.
I just want some clarification. 50 of what? 50 total videos? 50 videos allegedly referring to the ex-friend?
Wow.
There are over 50 separate videos or posts on this my Objection, Your Honor account.
50 posts.
Referring to the ex-friend and discussing some of her private details of personal conduct.
And Your Honor, I object to that. That's a fact in dispute in this case.
Hold on. I understand your objection. What you can do is you can ask her if she understands that there are 50. If that would surprise her. If she doesn't know, she doesn't know.
Have you seen all the videos? All of them?
No, I haven't watched every single video.
Are you aware of about what time they began?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what's your recollection?
Maybe.
Who cares?
In June, maybe.
Was this before or after you ceased working for my client?
After.
Okay. So
This is definitely Lauren's
videos began popping up on this account to your knowledge after July of 24?
25.
25, excuse me.
Sorry.
Okay. Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen those videos?
I don't know.
Okay.
Other people's social media for work. I'm not typically
there's
logged
videos
into my
on
own social
Instagram.
medias.
Okay, yeah.
So when I
Okay,
do
yeah.
log on or switch account.
For sake of time.
Fucking.
To your understanding, based on your conversations with the respondent, who's your friend, who you mentioned you communicate with several times a week, you said 2. What is your understanding of the purpose for which those accounts were created?
What's my understanding of the purpose of why those were
Why did the
created?
respondent make those accounts? Do you know?
I
think
like
because
the hair
her
now.
art ones had like 50,000 followers on it, and
Maybe once in a while, we'll see.
she didn't want to put that on her art feed.
Put what on her art feed?
Did you listen? No, these are like
Other videos that
that's a
aren't
good.
about
These
art.
are digital.
Other videos about who?
These are such
Other videos that aren't
stupid
about
questions.
art.
And what were the videos that weren't about art?
I'll object as asked and answered.
I mean, really, what are we doing here?
She uses for art. I was asking you sorry.
Why?
So you said
What?
she has another account she wanted. Why did the respondent, to your knowledge, create a separate account titled Objection, Your Honor?
Well, that happened after that. She said so that she didn't intermix. She's got her art account. She didn't want.
So, by the way, she had an art account, like some art. She's an artist. She has like an art Instagram account that had, a couple thousand followers. I don't know how many followers it had. And then she created a new account called Objection, Your Honor, which is basically just her exposing whatever. So she wanted to separate her professional life from her personal life. That appears to be the purpose of it. So if she wanted to burn this woman, Lauren, true crime, she could have used her art account, which had a significantly larger amount of followers. If anything, this shows that she was not trying to harm her as much or whatever and harm her, just expose her. I mean, that's it, period.
Around this other stuff on the feed. The second one you followed up with was, what are the other posts or videos she's putting on the other account?
Thank you, Your Honor, for that. That's correct. So what are the other posts?
The other posts.
You referred to other posts that she didn't want on her art account.
Oh,
what were those videos?
Those videos were Christina talking about her life, things going on in her life.
What was going on in her life at that time?
I'll object. Lax foundation. Calls for speculation.
To your knowledge.
Hold on. I missed sustain that objection. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you have? Well, I'm just asking you. What do you understand those videos on her other account to be about? Or excuse me, let me rephrase. Why did she create a separate account specifically for these videos? You mentioned she didn't want these videos on her other account, on her art main account, whatever. What's your understanding of why she created a separate account about other videos?
Sure. I don't think we had a conversation of.
So stupid because she's separating them.
We're out of time, Your Honor. Very briefly direct here. The posts that you saw, did they contain threats?
No.
Did they name Lauren?
Hold on. I need some foundation buckles.
Okay,
Posts
no
that you were
threats.
discussing that you said that you saw
Yeah.
on these accounts?
On the objection, Your Honor accounts?
Yes, Your Honor.
0.
Okay, I'm going to check to legal conclusion, Your Honor, about threatening. What constitutes threatening language?
Okay. Overrule.
Did they refer to Lauren by name?
No.
Did they depict Lauren by photograph with her face showing?
No.
Wow.
Have you ever threatened Ms. Mathias or her associates?
Never.
Have you ever purposely stood in their space in order to menace them or intimidate them?
Never.
Never.
Have you ever seen Ms. MacArthur stand close purposely to Ms. Mathias to threaten or intimidate her?
No.
No.
You mentioned some conversations that you had with Ms. that were about Ms. Mathias. During those conversations, did you ever hear Ms. MacArthur threaten Ms. Mathias?
No.
So this is the temporary. This is a hearing in Utah. This is the temporary. This is the order. This is a hearing to try to make the temporary order permanent or extended for years or whatever. And it's an evidentiary hearing that takes too long, so they need a second day for it. But the first day doesn't go well, and the second day for that, what Law and Crime signed up to be the pool camera for the second day because they had gotten wind of this somehow, and they wanted to post it, and she canceled it. But she didn't cancel it because she said she canceled it because she's like, my children and they're going to be exposed and blah, blah, blah. But her children weren't going to be exposed. She was going to be exposed. Like she sounds like this does not go well for her. And she does not want it on camera. That's the truth.
Do you ever hear Ms. MacArthur talk about encouraging someone else to threaten or menace Ms. Mathias?
No. So that's because that's what orders are for. People who threaten, not people with TikToks.
Wow.
Anything else?
So, Your Honor, if I may, based on the foundation that's in the Ginny's declaration, I'd like to move for the admission of defense exhibits 11 through 13. Foundation's been laid, and I'd like the court to receive those.
What are exhibits 11 through 13?
Yes, Your Honor. So there's one photo that depicts some of the people that are referenced in the declaration. There is the Boise police report, defendants 12, and then there's also a video that shows some approximate issue that was raised in Ms. Mathias' declaration.
Response?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. I haven't had the opportunity to review any of these videos. They haven't been produced or presented here today. The declarations themselves have been produced, but they were only produced on Friday.
Well, Your Honor,
So I would object to them being introduced at this point.
I sent counsel a copy of the videos. We actually sent a link to their, that's the first time that we had received them as well, even though they're referenced in the August declarations. And
That was a little sus, I'm not gonna lie.
happy to do so, but they should be admitted.
I have not received any videos contrary to bringing any. I haven't received.
We're talking about
The timing that's going on. We do have some real due process issues. First of all, are we done with this?
Yes, sir.
Let me sit down. Thank you.
Okay, so we're done with her. All right,
I'm
here's
gonna
the
withhold
judge.
admitting those right now, and you can make that motion again when we motion to admit. I don't know that we need anything else from this. You're relying on our declarations at Lay Foundation, so I'll withhold admitting them. Are those that you guys can sit down? Are those the two witnesses we need today?
Yes, Your Honor. Just revisiting that issue, though. I mean, the issue that I'm having is I'd like to make a motion to dismiss the temporary restraining order today. Again, almost a month is a long time for a temporary order to last. And I think that particularly defendants 12, the Boise Police Report, is really central to the way that Ms. Mathias obtained temporary order in the first place. She represents.
So that's going to be hearsay. I mean, let's talk about that. That's one of the things. That police report's hearsay. Her testimony doesn't get you past hearsay.
Well, so her testimony can lay, and if you'd like, I can absolutely lay foundation for how she received it. It's a business record. The police have kept it in the ordinary course of
We don't
business.
have an officer here.
This is a civil proceeding. That's right, but she can testify that she received it directly from the police, along with the other videos and things that the petitioners.
And really, that's what your primary point. I don't want to get caught up on that. Your primary point is that you've got some issues with the temporary stopping injunction being extended during this time period. And from your arguments previously, it seems like your client's primary concern is that this impacts her ability to make a living.
Yes,
And her free speech rights.
yes, Your Honor.
Talk to me about the free speech rights.
Okay,
How does this impact her free speech rights?
How does this
Yeah. So with that, Your Honor,
And I read your case law. I want to know factually what in the stalking injunction prevents her from saying what she's saying. Go ahead.
Sure, Your Honor. Well, so, and we don't believe that it does, but petitioner has alleged that by posting videos, again, without using the petitioner's name or her likeness, that she has violated the temporary order. Now, the amended temporary restraining order does say to keep off online. The respondent understood that to be do not contact her on TikTok, do not contact her on Instagram or on any other platform. The allegation is simply by referencing, making a post that's related to the petitioner online, that she's somehow violated the temporary order. There's 3 videos that they claim have already violated it. That's 3 of the 6 alleged violations that they're prepared to talk about today. And so there's got to be some clarity there. That just doesn't jive with Counter or with Fischler. Certainly the First Amendment allows talking to third parties or the public about somebody.
Right.
That's Counter v. Ridgway. That's
Right.
been law for a long time.
Right.
Fischler reiterates it. It's just plain letter law in Utah. She hasn't communicated through these posts to or specifically directed at the
Yes.
petitioner for that
Yes.
reason. I mean, she's basically gagged online at this point, according to the petitioner. Now, we're hoping that the court determines and agrees with us that you can't interpret the amended temporary order that way, but certainly they've alleged that on the language on its face, that she's not allowed to go online and to post anything related to the petitioner. And obviously that's not First Amendment issues, and practically it's unfeasible. Everybody goes online, everybody can comment with their friends. Instagram, TikTok, those are ways that we communicate these days.
Exactly.
Certainly
Exactly.
entitled to communicate to her friends and followers
Bingo.
via these online platforms. And it's simply unfair to go another 3 weeks just allowing the petitioner to collect videos that have been posted that are First Amendment protected and bring them and use them as a cudgel when
Yes.
they finally to court for the
Yes.
hearing, which we thought was going to happen today.
God bless this guy.
Go ahead, response.
I have to object to the characterizations he's made on behalf of myself and my client and our positions. The evidence that we're getting lost in weeds. The motion he made was based on the declaration, testimony for the declarations that the court should suspend temporary order. But there is no evidence to suggest that. Like, that's not the question. The question, Your Honor, is whether or not my client has the burden to prove that it should continue. There's been no motion to set it aside at this point. So that's improper. That's not probably before the court. The rest of the argument
Why
and representation.
would we find a motion to set aside? He's got a hearing today, they'll in full.
Well, I'm just saying procedure. There are procedural ways to do that. Those haven't been met. So that's why the other arguments about what's been said online or what they're about have yet to be proven and shown. Virtually all of what he said is not based on evidence that is before the court today. The court can't make that ruling.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, and with that, Your Honor, this is a motion that we learned minutes ago that this is going to be extended for another 3 weeks, and this severely impacts respondents' civil rights. I mean, this is
Yeah, it does. Yeah, a quick disclaimer here. So yeah, Halloween party tickets. If you guys want to come, still, we have like I think 80 tickets left. I'm not even sure how many we've sold. But yeah, definitely. It would be last couple of years we've sold this out in like 5 seconds. This year, obviously, there has been an effort, obviously, on the part of people to discredit Turtleboy around this time and attack. So if you want to say fuck those people who tried to divide this movement, like they don't want you to come to the Halloween party. So just buy a fucking ticket out of spite. Who gives a fuck? Or buy a ticket and give it to someone else if you can't go. Who cares? We got to sell this shit out, guys. We got to sell this shit out. It's a legal defense fundraiser, okay? As you guys can see, it was in the news yesterday because people come after me for shit like this all the time. I got a whole bunch of fucking charges. I got charges in New Jersey I got to deal with. It's fucking crazy. So feel free, to buy a ticket to the Halloween fundraiser, all right? And every little bit helps out. right? Because your boy here has a lot of fucking legal expenses because I'm being charged with, like, I'm down to 90 years in jail. I'm facing now, no longer 105. So that's good. I got a cool costume. So just go buy a fucking ticket because these guys are assholes, right? And, you know, anybody who, whatever, we'll talk about that later. But I have strong thoughts on that. Let's go.
What we have, I mean, at a minimum, we need a clarification for the amended temporary order that that makes clear that she's entitled to go online and talk about whatever she chooses to talk about online, and that certainly can't be a gag order that it has extended, that we're going to be on for a motion for sanctions about, and that's going to go for another 3 weeks now.
Your Honor, I would object to the characterization of the language of the civil stock injunction itself. It's not what he represents.
I'm reading it.
It's
So it's my order, so I'll make the interpretation of it.
Ooh, it's my order.
Okay. I do have to, I'm not sure how this was interpreted, but let's go back to the purpose of an ex parte temporary order. That is to stop any harm. Specifically, we're looking at ongoing threats or physical harm that could happen. It's made without all the information. It's made simply, basically from one side, providing the information. As the ex parte order right now, it prohibits personal contact and prohibits threatening, annoying, stalking, harassing. That will remain in place as is. As to the no contact order, that will remain in place. Specifically as to the text, mail, email, or any other communication directly or indirectly, in other words, talking to each other. Now, it does identify other people and family members for sure. So Mr. Matthias is sure going to be covered by that. As to Grace and Yor, is there any reason that your client would need to contact Mr. Yor?
Miss Yor, but no.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Yor, thank you. Okay, then Miss Yor's included on this. Son is covered by this. So that will remain in place as well. As far as the stay away order portion of it, stay away from her home, that will remain in place as well. Is there any reason why she would need to go to near a job site or a school of Ms. Matthias?
Well, no, but just to clarify, I mean, there's public places where they both.
I'm going to go with that.
Okay, so no, not in Henderson, Nevada.
Okay. And then I think this is the provision that may be misinterpreted here, that she's prohibited from online forums and social media accounts. But that was in kind of in parentheses, TikTok, but then it says down there the 2025 CrimeCon Expo that was in Denver, Colorado, September 5th through 7th. When I was reviewing this, that was what I was looking at, was that CrimeCon. I in no way intended that the respondent was to be kept off of social media sites. I do think that freedom of speech issues, and I don't think that this order was intended to cover that. So she. Oh,
so that remember, she thinks that like she could just kick her off of social media and stop. The judge is like, that is not what I said, actually. Did I stutter?
You can get on those now. I guess she runs the risk if she's on those and those are interpreted as annoying or harassing, although I will say that's a fairly high bar in the sense of just because somebody says something you don't like, that's not going to be a violation of the stalking.
Yes.
There would have.
What?
Yep. That's what she's.
The judge is like, that's not stalking.
No, it's not.
In my ears, did I hear that right? Wow, I'm sure.
Have to be directed comments.
You have to be directed
that
comments.
Were clearly meant for a specific purpose. Yeah. You know, there was, in obtaining the order, petitioner made some allegations that she had strong belief that she was in immediate danger in relation, again, to the CrimeCon that was in Denver, Colorado. Now, as to the work environment. Immediate danger. It does sound like the parties may attend similar court hearings. I'm assuming court hearings. Is there any other public building where they need to be in the same spot?
Well, the accompanying press conferences and other kind of public places is what we're talking about.
Okay. As to those, I do think that this order is not intended to stop Ms. from working.
So I would object to that characterization, Your Honor. Sorry, the respondent doesn't work at courthouses. She's not a criminal investigator. My client is.
Oh, God.
So the representation that they need to appear in public.
So he's basically saying, well, you know, my client works at courthouses. Hers doesn't. So she has a right to go to the courthouses, but this one doesn't have the right to go to the courthouses. What?
Public places based on her employment is not accurate. She has no employment in this field.
I think it's not disputed that they're public places. It may be in dispute whether they consider her to be a professional in this field. We certainly do call that a disputed issue, but it's not disputed that they're public places.
What does she do?
She takes photos.
She's a photographer.
There it is.
Yeah.
She's a photographer for court. Sorry.
Well, that's true. She's a freelance photographer, and she also is, like everybody, trying to make a way in this true crime industry.
That's it? Wait, why is the video unavailable? Did she take her stream down in the middle of my stream? Did she not know I was going to play this? Whoa. I told her I was going to. She took the video down in the middle of my stream. Why would she do that? She sent this to me to play. Says, hi, Aidan. I'm a huge supporter of yours, but I also have a true crime channel that I would love to have you on sometime. I thought I would send the audio over to you. Not sure if you have it yet. And so I clicked on the audio and I was playing it. And now it's gone. Did it get strucken? Oh, you didn't? Oh, sorry. Well, it looks like your channel got struck or something. It's gone. They just took it away from you. Refresh? I'll try it. I did refresh. It's gone. It says video.
She takes photos.
Oh, now it's back. Okay. What the fuck happened there? That was weird. Is that a YouTube glitch? All right. Sorry about that. I don't know what the hell that was. YouTube took it down? What is happening? Attacks on the First Amendment.
Photographer.
Yeah. She's a photographer for well, that's true. She's a freelance photographer, and she also is, like everybody, trying to make her way in this true crime industry.
Oh, that's Christina.
She does freelance work for some.
That is
That's Christina in the background.
Yeah, it's whispering.
national news outlets you would have heard about.
She's on the hot mic.
Right?
Yeah, let me address the public place argument first. That doesn't fly because stalking injunctions often cover public places. However, it does sound like she has a right to be there and she's got a purpose for being there.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, if she's there with a purpose, then she can be there. The order is that they will keep, that she will keep her distance because Ms. Matthias, she's not a respondent, there isn't a counter one. So Ms. is required to keep her distance from the petitioner. Now, it's hard to say exactly how far that is because it may be different if we've got a media scrum or something and we've been taking photos, then it may be closer. But she certainly cannot be right next to her. She certainly can't be making faces to her. She can't be making gestures. She can't be making comments. None of that can occur if they're in the courtroom, like the courtroom here today. I expect that they would be on opposite sides of the courtroom. So I expect to receive a modified temporary civil stalking injunction with those changes incorporated.
Your Honor, if I may, I'm sorry. There is actually one more place where the online stuff and the social media, way down at the bottom with other relief sought, is actually where I was quoting from earlier, where it says that she's not allowed to post relating to or referencing petitioner. And that's, I think, one of the things that we need to clarify.
Like it says, respondent shall cease and desist any online activity and communications relating to or referring to the petitioner, her immediate family and extended family members.
Is that portion subject to the court's clarification on the other bit that you just made?
Yeah, walking that line. But that I expect her not to post anything necessarily that she's running a risk. If she posts something negative about her, that's something she can, I guess, theoretically do.
Yes,
but she needs to be careful in walking that line.
Right. Please be careful. That's all.
Is there any clarification you could give us on what might be qualified as negative?
Well, she's threatening her. Again, we have to go back to the purpose of a stalking injunction. If she's threatening her, if there's a harassment that would cause emotional harm. I mean, all of us run the risk that somebody's going to say something bad about us.
Right.
Whether that turns into harassment is, I think that's a high bar.
Yes. Yes.
Is there
Let me be clear on this, Mr. Dale. This civil stalking injunction was in no way meant to silence what Ms. is doing. And I want to be very clear on that.
What?
And any permanent stalking injunction will not be for that purpose.
Ooh.
Is he saying that it's not to silence Christina?
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
I'm shooketh. I'm shooketh.
That is not what a stalking injunction is for.
Not what it's done.
I guess I'm looking for clarity on what it is the court is basing its ruling on when it says what she does or what she's doing. And
what do you mean?
So the respondent isn't a true crime investigator. She's a photographer. She has an art channel on Instagram. She has separate media accounts, social media accounts that discuss solely the flaws of my client to air them, to cause her harassment.
That's not harassment. She shits on her channel. She exposes her. She criticizes her. That is not harassment. I'm just so sick of this line. Everybody always says this. And they say the same thing about the McAlberts. Oh, he's on his channel. He's harassing them. How the fuck am I harassing them on my own channel? If I'm just sitting here talking about them, that is not harassment. Things that they find unpleasant, things that I criticize them about. Enough of this shit. There's too much of this going on in our society on the internet. People think that if you criticize somebody, if you're exposing them, if you're being mean to them, it's harassment. It's not. There are entire channels dedicated to shitting on and quote unquote exposing me, right? That is not harassment. I do not try to take those channels down. I'm a big boy. I understand that this is how freedom works. Like, not everybody has to like you, right? A lot of people can hate you. People can say mean things about you. It's just how it works. Just no, enough with it's harassment because he's saying shit about you. It doesn't matter how much they say it. This woman could post 100 times a day about Lauren. She could be really mean to her. It's not. It's actually pretty mild in my opinion. But even if it was really vicious and mean, you're still allowed to do it. It's not against the law, no matter how much it upsets you.
I guess I'm not sure that, but we haven't had a chance to provide all that evidence yet, so we'll do that at the next hearing. My concern, though, is that based on just the testimony today, that has not been challenged or refuted, and so there's still an outstanding concern that the activity we've alleged that is happening online and in person and to other contexts has not been refuted properly and is not.
Yeah, and I'm not making a final ruling. I'm making a temporary order.
So the order, if the order is to remove this online protection from specific directed, harassment, embarrassing things that would cause my client emotional distress, I guess that's what I'm looking for clarification on. Is the court withdrawing that based on something it's not today? Because there isn't anything we've seen today.
Well, I think what the court is looking at is we're trying to get more clarity than a one-sided order that was initially signed. That was based on one-sided information.
Sure, and we don't mean to interfere with her public or First Amendment rights. But to the extent she has made specific channels titled objection, Your Honor, that are about my client, we would ask that protections or restrictions on those accounts be held in place until
that seems to be directly a freedom of speech issue.
Yes.
They're directed at.
Right, which is a freedom of speech issue. You can say things about people.
Yes.
We may not like them, but you can.
Yes.
I'm dead.
You may not like them. Thank you, Judge.
This is crazy. So is this why Lauren canceled
threatened her
this whole thing? Because the judge wasn't going to stand behind it. Wow.
and say things. What she's prohibited from doing, let me be clear because you're asking for clarity.
I don't know.
She cannot threaten. She can't threaten her physically or her family. She cannot defame her. If there's a defamation, then that's something that's illegal and would fit under a stalking injunction. I think that's what we're looking at is that she can't do.
I can represent to you that there are many videos that defame my client.
Okay.
So I would ask that temporary protection be in place until such time as we can review, the court can review.
You can't put an order saying that you can't defame a person because defamation is a civil offense that has to be litigated in a trial. So like you can't say, a judge can't say you can't defame this person, because if the other person says, if Lauren says, oh, she's defaming me, she's violating it, that has to be adjudicated. That takes a whole freaking lawsuit in a trial and years to take. You can't just say that, right? You can't put an order in place saying no defaming. That's not a thing. All right. So it's just absurd because you're going to think everything's defaming you, according to you. You don't know anything.
The defamation.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm amending it, saying that she won't threaten. We're going to be very clear online. She won't threaten. She won't defame.
That's it. You won't threaten, period.
Okay.
Wow.
Whether online.
She called her.
Well, she's not talking to her in person.
Yeah, she spent 9 hours defaming her. She called her a stalker 1 million times. By the legal definition of a stalker, this isn't even close to stalking. So the act of calling this woman a stalker, the word stalker is a definition. She does not fit it. So that like repeatedly referring to her as a stalker is defamatory. That's the only defamation I've seen.
I expect zero communication as far as she can't talk to her, she can't email her, she can't text her. Mr. 𝗏𝗏, I want to be clear. She can't do that through a third party. She can't send a message through a third party.
Yeah,
There's
no
to be
problem.
no communication there. The other parts of the civil stalking injunction remain in fact as well. I don't want her near her house.
Does the 500 feet specifically remain?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, as to her house. Now, like I said, the only exception to the 500 feet is if they're in a public space that they cannot be 500 feet apart. And then I expect them to be as far apart as reasonably possible. That's language I want in there, Mr. 𝗏𝗏.
Daytime daddy. I love that. I like that. Double D Dorothy.
But otherwise, that is 500 feet. So, Mr. 𝗏𝗏, if they're in a mall, your client needs to move away 500 feet. If they're in a restaurant and if your client comes in second, then your client needs to not go in and needs to leave.
What if it's the other way around? What if she was there first?
Right.
Well, and why would your client go in if she's worried about her health, if she knows her there?
That's the key. If she knew, if she didn't know she was there. But
yeah, what a great question. She goes, what? So this is Lauren's attorney asking the judge. She's like, yeah, if Lauren Matthias is in a restaurant and Christina comes in, Christina has to leave. He's like, well, what if it's the other way around? What if Christina's there first? And technically, according to the law, how this works is, as somebody, remember, I was inside the courtroom on February 26, 2024, when Lindsay Gattani showed up with a restraining order in hand. I left. I had to leave. That's the law, right? Even though it's completely unfair because I was there first, that is the law. And I understand that. And I'm not getting jammed up on another charge. So I'm out of there, right? I'm playing it safe, right? But this judge asks her, well, why would she want to go in there if she's there first? And I've never heard a judge say it. How refreshing that is. How refreshing is that? Because technically what the judge could have said there was, well, yeah, then she would have to leave. So she technically with an order, you can go around evicting her from it's a douche move if you do that. But technically, yeah, your order does allow you to just kick her out of wherever she's at. if you want to. Okay. So yeah, good for that. Good for that judge.
The respondent says, well, I was here first. What should my client expect to do in that circumstance?
Well, I would expect if your client is worried about her safety, and the reason we got a stopping injunction, and she goes in there, she would leave. Now, if by chance we've got Ms. McCullough is in there, I'm assuming your client's not going to go over and approach her. I'm assuming Ms. McCullough is not going to approach her and that she will leave, provided she's finished her meal. But I expect
provided she's finished her meal. Oh, she's like, dude, you got to finish the meal. Like, you don't have to leave right away. If she paid, plus it's like, what if she has to pay the check? And that's the other thing. If you're sitting there, you got a meal of food, you're halfway through it, right? Lauren True Crime comes in, right? What are you supposed to stiff the waitress and not pay for your food? You got to pay, right? You got to pay. It's going to take a little bit. Oh, I love that. I love that. She goes, she gets to finish her meal.
There would be no, again, facial gestures, anything of that. They finish their meal, they go on their way.
Finish your meal.
We have to be careful how we're using the tools of the law in this courtroom. And
yes.
I expect the parties to use common sense. Okay, Mr. Dale, anything I missed on you that you want else to address?
Let me review the language, Your Honor. Oh, these clarifications you're making, I assume they apply also to the other protected individuals, her husband, her son, co-workers, etc.
Went through that.
Okay, I think we did.
The son, the husband. Oh, they're so scared. Peter Griffin's scared.
Professional associates, no professional associates of my client. Can we retain that?
They're not covered under this list. So no, you can have contact with them. What I did prohibit is third-party communications. You can't send a message through one of them.
Yeah.
Understood.
Which she's not doing.
Wow.
That was great.
With respect to the online posts, I think that's the biggest concern for my client. In addition to defaming statements, is there any other clarification the court can give on what would constitute a defamatory statement?
Yeah.
So that there's no argument.
So he goes, can you define what a defamatory statement is?
What's legally defined as defamation? It's got to fit the legal definition.
Okay. What about harassment?
What about harassment?
I don't know what that's going to qualify as, and I can't get into everything. I would say, Ms. MacArthur, I'd be careful in the way you do that. But again, if she's just saying negative stuff, this is not, again, a stalking injunction is not a remedy for shutting down speech that a person doesn't like somebody saying about it. And it seems like that's what you're trying to do in this case.
Well, again, Your Honor, I would argue that I'm not asking.
Oh, and it seems that that's what you're trying to do in this case. The judge is like, I see through your bullshit. You were trying to use this civil stalking injunction to shut down speech. He just says, I see you. I see you. This is why she canceled the second hearing. It wasn't because Law and Crime was going to be there. It's because this was a fucking disaster. This judge was a disaster for her. Oh my God.
Restrict her speech. She can still go anywhere else.
Online speech is every bit as protected as anywhere else.
Some forms of speech, like threats and defamation, are not protected.
Yeah.
And that's what I
If that's the best we can do, like that, that's most clear we can be. I understand. I just thought I'd ask for any additional clarification you give to be instructed to both parties.
Good. Okay. I think I've been.
And he's right. Threats and defamation are not protected by the First Amendment. So if she threatens her, which she's not doing at all, even coming close to, she's not even walking on the edge of that, then that's a crime. If she defames her, that is not a crime. That is a civil remedy, right? That means you have to sue them. But she's not doing that either. So yeah, sure. Okay. I will stop doing the things I'm not doing in the first place. No problem.
Clear on that. Mr. Doppelberger, anything from your side?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, with that, we'll plan on seeing you. We've got the two witnesses. I will just save the time. Outside of the parties themselves, if you've got out-of-state witnesses, they can attend virtually unless they're going to be presenting hard evidence. In other words, documents or some other type of physical evidence. They're going to be doing that. I want them here because it gets real confusing with the technology. And so other than that, if they're out of state, they can appear remotely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we will be in recess. Thank you. All right.
All right. So that went well. That went well for Lauren. It all makes a lot more sense now. And so she realized that was a fucking disaster. She wasn't doing this because her son was going to have to go up there. She's doing it because she realized that this was a failed mission. It has no chance of succeeding. And quite frankly, she wanted to grift. Okay. Because how do we know she wanted to grift? Well, she went on her channel where she accepted super chats and all that fun stuff. And then afterwards, this happened. If you guys didn't see this, this is the post that she made afterwards. Thank you, everyone, for support after our 9-hour live stream. Many have asked if we are okay. Who the fuck is asking that? We share an update on Patreon. So you have to pay to find out if I'm okay. You have to pay me. Just give me money. Am I okay or am I not okay? Tune in for only $9.99 a month. You can find out if I'm okay. You can find out, are my feelings hurt by this? Like, bro, this is a master class in grifting. That word is thrown out around like a lot, like grifting, whatever. Like, that is a master class in grifting. Like, I tip my cap to her on that one. That was fucking brilliant. And it worked. Bro, she got Duty Ron to fall for it. That's impressive. That guy's got that guy's got how many subscribers? Like, and so she got all his sycophants to just be like, oh yeah. And this poor woman, I mean, it worked. Did it not? It worked. I bet she got some new Patreons out of that, whatever they call those people. Yeah. All right. So let's get back to her. Back to her. Let's go.
I'm wiggling. I've had a lot of water, and my mouth is still dry. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay. Yeah. Keep drinking.
Nervous.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're so nervous.
Lauren, I'm pregnant.
So, did you get a copy of this yet?
Yeah, we provided them to you guys.
Okay, so you already have a copy, so we'll give you another copy.
Yeah, hi,
So-
sorry, there was somebody walking by that. I'm friends with her, so I just wanted to listen for a second. I
My partner and I, we explained everything to her, what she can and can't do, where she can be and can't be. And we thoroughly explained if she does violate it, she will be arrested. So,
She understands.
yeah, it's official. We served her, gave her a copy. I already have the NCIC hit. We just got to call our records and say we served her a copy of it.
Okay.
If you a business card, we set right for the report that we submit, and then we can have a few records.
Thank you, officers or detectives. Sorry, I don't know. Okay. What were your guys' names? Yeah. Boban and Raymer? Thank you guys. Thank you, officers. We appreciate you guys. I was funding the Bobby Joe's Marina. This is the first people that listen to us.
Well, we got information emailed to us the other day, so we kind of already had a heads up on what was going on.
Yeah.
So, but with these, they're not official until we put a copy in somebody's hand.
Right. And that's happened now.
So now she has a copy of it. So,
Thank you.
Real fast, if I just get your,
Absolutely, I understand. Yeah.
and we all, and it's it seems like it's a no contact order, so there's not allowed phone, internet, any of that stuff.
Sorry about that. This, I have this and a driver's license. You have a preference? Oh, there's a
and real fast, if I can just get your phone number.
The phone number.
All right. So this is just there's her at CrimeCon again with her regular badge, and there's Grayson, her in training, like future Lauren Matthias, and basically they're just like establishing that she has an order and go kick her out if you see her. That's all this is. All right. So
Pardon?
And then
There's no TikTok?
so that it's no phone contact, like you said. So if there's any messages that are sent, you read over it. Whatever the judge puts in here, we can't deviate from it, and we'll be arrested if you violate this.
Okay. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you, officers. I appreciate it.
You guys have a good time.
Thank you. We still believe. Thank you.
thank you. I'm a victim. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Next thing. It's important because I kept saying throughout this thing, we're going to cover some things. All right. About police reports and what was really going on with police, because I'm being accused of abusing the law, of abusing police, making false police reports. So let's get into this. It's a big deal. This is the respondent through counsel, meaning my stalker, filing this memorandum in opposition for the request of a civil stalking injunction. This is why she feels it's unnecessary. And we'll just read it, and I'll pull a few things. I think there were the arguments. I suspected that her counsel. Let's just read it. Let's just get
Okay. Yeah. This is from her counsel.
So her response, in other words,
Okay,
she
her
doesn't need to
response.
spare.
Okay. Yep.
Through counsel, the respondent, through counsel, hereby files this memorandum in opposition to the request for civil stalking on YouTube and a variety of other platforms. I've actually been somewhat kind of understanding media law. I think I would call myself actually a limited public figure, but nonetheless, let's keep going. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers and followers on YouTube and a variety of other platforms. Matthias uses these platforms to speak out on a range of issues, including current events, legal news, true crime, and culture. But Matthias also has a history of using various means to deprive others of the very same rights she exercises. Several individuals have been the subject of cease and desist letters. So I'm going to stop right there. 3 people in the past year have been the subject of cease and desist letters from me. That is true.
Of course they
3
have.
people. 2 of them are ex-contract workers to request that they stop sharing texts of mine. And then the third person that I mentioned is Lindsay, ex-producer of mine. For
Maybe
completely separate reasons,
that should
nothing to do
probably be a
with
red
those
flag.
others. It's completely separate.
Okay. Yeah.
And I've already talked about
All right. Anyway, what happened there?
that one and why. False police reports. So she is claiming that I have filed false police reports.
Oh, no, not her. No, not you.
The requested injunction is simply Matthias's latest device to shut down speech with which he disagrees. And now, because they are accusing me of filing false police reports, which I take very seriously, we're going to go.
Yeah.
over
Oh,
these
you're
reports.
real serious. Yeah, you're a real serious person. Yeah.
We're going to go over these police reports. So, let's talk about the first one. The first time I called police, it was in where I live, and let me tell you about what's happening at this moment.
Okay.
I'm shunned at the last 𝗺𝗵𝗲𝗹𝗪 trial by many people, and I'm not understanding why. It's quite. Luckily, I just kept doing my work,
Yeah,
and I did
yeah.
it well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so proud of my coverage.
Oh, you're
the
so
trial
proud.
and the justice I saw.
You're so proud.
Not by anyone I love, but people that I thought were.
She just takes herself so seriously. I'm so proud of the coverage that I done. What the fuck did you do? You went to court and you sat there and you observed shit and you think you're fucking special? What's cool? What's special about that? We all do that. We all sit there. A lot of people watched the 𝗺𝗵𝗲𝗹𝗪 trial. It was streamed. I mean, anyone could watch it. It was entertaining. Was that the one where she represented herself? Can't. It's been a lot of 𝗺𝗵𝗲𝗹𝗪 trials. So, but go ahead.
Friendly, and it was confusing. No one would talk to me. It's very weird.
Yeah, justice. Yeah. Right.
And so I started to learn. Let me make sure I get this right. I started to learn about why that was happening. I got a call from a victim.
Daytime daddy.
And this victim, months later, let me know about a Proton email.
No, she never made a spreadsheet.
And
no spreadsheets. You did more work than
email.
her.
What is a Proton email? I didn't know what a Proton email was. An email.
Okay.
Just get it ready. Maybe don't show you. Let me just explain. Then we'll talk about it. An email.
Okay. Yeah, we know
that
Proton
it's
email.
how you hide your identity.
Yeah.
To make sure no one can track you ever.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And it was after the trial months, later, and this victim decides to let us know that this email went out from a Proton email address about me.
Yeah. Oh,
and
no, okay.
Hidden True Crime and my husband. It is called Hidden True Lies. And so we learned about it from him and realized we also had received the same email because everybody mentioned in this email received this email. And this was during the trial, during the last trial. And we had no idea until this victim came forward to let us know this was going on. And and let's just show it. This is the Proton email that we call is going to come up later, but can you show that now? So
okay, here we go.
Let's see if I can read it.
Let's see.
If you only knew 11, and it's a Proton, so you can't see who said this is the truth will come out.
So this says the truth will come out, more like hidden true lies. Okay. You trash talking 𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗺 and Heather Daybell and Gigi and Justin Lom, Nate Eaton and Ashley Banfield and Susan Hendricks and Rob Wood and Rachel Smith and Roy Hashimoto and on and on and on. All of them are BCC'd on this email, and your text messages will prove it. So this is just a crazy person. This is just like that email makes no sense. Every word starts off with a capital letter for some reason. So this is just a crazy person spouting nonsense. I get emails like this on a daily basis. You just fucking delete it, you block it, and you move on with your fucking life. But not this broad. Oh no, this must be a big deal.
Hidden True Crime, more like Hidden True Lies.
Yeah.
On. All of them are blind copied on this email.
Oh no.
And your text messages will prove it.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea that was sent June 9th during the trial. Awful email. Can you imagine being a victim of a crime and receiving an email like that?
Can you imagine? Oh my God.
I mean, a lot of creators got it too. I don't know. I can't even tell you. I have not trash talked those people.
Oh no.
One of them you just heard from. One of them is my very dear friend, Susan Hendricks.
Oh, very dear. Very dear.
Other people I adore and love and consider that. What I mean is that many of them are my dear friends, but like you learn from, you just heard from Susan Hendricks there. I certainly haven't said anything negative about her. I don't know what this is. Never said anything about these people. So people are getting this.
I mean, speaking of journalism, one of the guys who was CC'd on that thread, Nate Eaton, is an actual journalist, unlike her. He traveled to Hawaii when 𝗺𝗵𝗲𝗹𝗪 in her last days of freedom, when she was being served with an order to like produce your fucking kids, lady. He went there, got up in her face, like me, got up in somebody's face, a woman who had not been charged with any crimes at the time. And Nate Eaton went up to her, put a fucking camera in his face, like a journalist, and asked her, like, where's your kids? Where's your kids at? And that's kind of become like her Achilles heel is Nate Eaton. She tried to get him. She tried to prevent him from attending one of the recent trials by putting him on a witness list, which is what Hank Brennan tried to do with me. Right. And then he got the prison interview with her, which was fucking wild too. Because she's just a psychopath. 𝗺𝗵𝗲𝗹𝗪 is just an absolute fucking psychopath, narcissist, all that shit. Everything that they say I am, she is, right? killed kids, killed everyone. She fucking killed everyone. All right. Most dangerous woman ever. And so he actually went up to her. That's journalism, right? What he did is journalism. What did she do? So it's just funny that he's mentioned in that. And she's like, well, we're all colleagues. No, you're not. He did actual work. You just fucking showed up and sat with the family.
So people are getting this, and media is getting this. I'm learning. And we're starting. And when I saw this, I was panicked. It was months later. I was like, what is going on? Has there been a smear campaign? Is that why people aren't talking to me? My phone had been completely silent. I didn't even know what was going on. But luckily, I didn't see it at the trial. I would have panicked. Luckily, I went to my spam folder. I was like, we found it in my spam folder. We were like, what in the world? And that was like something that made me like, something's going on. A smear campaign is going on about me.
It was in her spam.
What is happening? And it's also a panic. Like, what is being said? What have I said in a text message? You know, it's like doubt. Like, what could be said in a private text message?
No.
Who's releasing my private text messages? Because at this point, again, the stalker had approached me and said, all my text messages are being released. And they're saying that I'm saying horrible things about all these people that I care about. Thank you to the victim who came forward and told me that they were given that email. They were sent that email. They were so concerned they forwarded it on to somebody else. I can't imagine being victim.
She did say that. So there's things in these text messages that she doesn't want out there because they're embarrassing. She admitted that the other day. So how is that? That's Christina's fault. So she can't embarrass her with her own words. This is such an assault on the First Amendment. It's not even funny.
And you're dealing with 𝗺𝗿𝗂𝗍𝗵, a serial killer.
Oh, yeah.
Your family members representing herself in court. And then all of a sudden you're delivered this email, this whole other thing, whole other, like, what's going on? I had no idea.
What does one have to do with the other?
And I'm being shunned from rooms that, what I'm going to say is rooms that I belong in. Rooms.
But I belong in?
That I care about.
That I belong in? What are you being shunned from? You don't
figure it out. So that happens.
You don't have an order on you.
It's clear that a lot of people have been sent this email, whether they're getting it, whether it's going to spam, I have no idea. I'll never know. But a lot of adults are clearly receiving this email, and nobody, creators, journalists, nobody's reaching out to me.
Why would
Nobody's asked me what's going on. And so I'm taking some of these names and I'm trying to reach out to some of these people. And
none of the people on the email list are like reaching out to her to see if she's okay. Probably because it's in their spam folder too. And they're just like, who is this crazy person? Delete. I get added to emails randomly sometimes, and like by crazy people that like, they want me to see it. And they're like, check out this, look at me yelling at this person. And I'm like, okay, you're crazy. Spam folder right away.
No one's responding. Creators and journalists, like, no, I'm like, what's going on? I reach out to a creator that I learned had spoken to victims about me. Someone had said, this creator is saying stuff about you. I'm like,
who?
What?
Who's she talking about?
What have I done? So I tried to reach out to that creator once. I called them once. They didn't answer, and I texted them once asking to talk, and they didn't respond. Nobody's reaching out to me. Nobody's coming to me to find out what is being said. Or what's happening.
Nobody wants to see if she's okay.
In the panic and confusion,
the panic
Grayson,
over an email,
decides to call this creator that won't talk to me, that I've learned has been calling some of my professional contacts.
Oh,
but yet won't talk to me.
Who? Name names.
And this creator, by the way, has talked to my ex-contractor, and that's what they're telling people.
So she's mad that, okay.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So, okay, we know that now.
This is just basic white girl shit. Like, so you're mad that another YouTube content creator is talking to these people, and they're figuring out who you are and what you're really about, and this makes you upset. Okay,
that helps. But neither of them are talking to me. So an ex-contractor of mine and a creator are now calling some of my, okay. So Grayson's like, why don't I try to reach out to this creator? That's what she thinks to herself. And she gets a hold of this creator. And this is verbatim what they state on the phone. Yeah. And we're going to bring it up what they state, because this sets the stage for why police were called.
Police?
I'm already panicking. I'm like, what is happening?
Panicking?
What sort of smear campaign is going on about me? I am good. I care.
Oh, here we go.
This is the verbatim of what the creator told Grayson. Quote, the only thing that I can tell you is there are so many people right now that are pissed and that are calling for her head on a platter. It is pretty much the message I can get. They are pretty much all, that's pretty much all I know. It's just been a lot of mean things. Just in the first text, or a text from someone that I don't talk to regularly. And it's like, oh my God. I just think from the messages I've seen, I would prepare for something publicly at some point. I don't know how or when. I just tell people that I don't want to know what's happening. So that way I can truly say I have no clue. Convenient, but they wouldn't talk to me. Seems like they actually do know something. There are a lot of people that are really, really, really pissed off right now. And that's really all I know. People are mad. I would say brace yourself based on a few things that I have heard here and there. Something's in the works. A couple messages I got were, keep an eye on your notifications because we're going to blow this shit up. I don't want to say it's over. It's kind of just getting ramped up. And that's reading the text messages that I've gotten. Brace yourself. Something's going to go big. Something's going to go viral. I'm not touching this. I'm not getting my hands dirty. This creator, again, when
a couple things. How did creator to Grayson? So did she record this conversation? How does she have this verbatim? Did she wiretap her? Good. So how does she have this recorded like this and like the whole conversation like transcribed like this? And second of all, so she's basically telling her like, dude, some shit's gonna come out about Lauren soon, and it's gonna be big and it's gonna be ugly for her. Okay, so and you're not allowed to say that. Okay, so all she's doing is further proving that what she's trying to do here is prevent the world from telling the truth about her. That's it. Duty Ron called this a threat. Did he? Oh my God, we gotta watch. I can't wait to watch Duty Ron when this is done. The whole thing.
Talked to me. I was also calling several of my professional contacts behind my back.
Oh no!
But they don't know anything. They're not getting their hands dirty.
Okay. Okay. And
at all.
Yeah. Why would they?
Not one of those people reached out to me.
Why would they?
I felt like 𝗵𝗂𝗂 running around trying to figure out what's going on. Why am I being labeled dark?
You felt like 𝗵𝗂𝗂𝗏? Yeah, except he was, murdered. She's comparing herself to a 𝗺𝗿 murder victim. Is this lady serious right now?
What did I do? What are they saying? What's happening? I have no idea. Except that I know 2 people allegedly involved in calling my contacts. That one of them called the creator, and the creator is now calling people I care about. And that they want my head on a platter. And that they have private texts in mind and I should be ready for something to go big. They're going to blow this shit up. Head on a platter. I was so afraid. I didn't know what was happening. And I called people. No one would call me. No one would tell me what was going on. Just a whisper campaign. People that I thought were my friends, fellow journalists I thought were my buddies. No one decided maybe we should call Lauren and find out what's going on.
Maybe.
And so with those threats, and with that imminent threat, I called my local police department, or Grayson called the local police department. I can't remember now.
That's what she calls a threat? That's not a fucking threat. There's no threat in there. It's just telling you some shit's going to come out about you and it's going to affect your reputation. So just to let you know, your head on a platter. You're not actually your head. It's a figure of speech. Like you're going to look bad when the shit comes out. And so she calls the cops over this. Like, look at her face. Look at that face. Look how serious she is, dude. Look at that face. Look at that face. I can't even do the eyebrows. I'm real serious. This is a real serious thing. Oh no.
I think you say it was you, right? Was it you? I think we were together. Yeah. Together. I don't know.
Shock and horror.
This is the date of that police report. June 19th, 2025. And the type of report is threats and harassment.
Okay.
Threats and harassment.
Yeah, we heard you the first time.
Would you guys say that this is a false police report?
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Threats and harassment.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's hear it. Let's see this.
When no one else would tell me what was going on.
Yeah, let me know if this is a false.
I mean, if you did. Like I said, I knew that the creator was calling people, and I knew who called the creator to tell them stuff. That's all I got.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the false whatever.
So
go ahead.
Let's read some of the police report. I did not call the police about my stalker. It had nothing to do with her. There was no TikTok account at this moment. Nothing.
Oh, there was no.
Brace yourself. The creator clearly knows stuff. Brace yourself for stuff to go public. But
so this is before the TikTok account came out.
Nothing.
She's already calling the cops.
So here's some of the words from this local police report.
Okay.
Ex-employees are suspected of sending emails threatening to expose Lauren's emails and text messages that could do harm to her and her business and re-victimize victims that she has worked with in the past.
Re-victimize victims.
And like I said, can you imagine being a victim at a trial and receiving emails like this, dealing with this, re-victimizing victims? Yes. To do such a thing, to share text, to share private texts that are off record, where I'm discussing this case for years, that is going to re-victimize victims. Things that they should never hear going on behind the scenes.
Wait a minute. She's saying that screenshots of her text messages cannot be shared because it's going to affect victims. No, it's going to affect you. She's like acting like she's doing this to protect the victims of 𝗺𝗿. No, you're doing it to protect your reputation. That's it. What? This is such bullshit. Oh, re-victimize victims by sharing your text. So what? So what I'm guessing, what I'm inferring here is that there's something in these text messages where she says negative things about the victim's family. That's what I'm guessing is happening here, where she says negative things about relatives of the Vallows or whoever. I'm guessing. And that she does not want those text messages coming out because it's going to re-victimize the victims. Her words are going to re-victimize the victims. That's what she's saying. That is what's happening here. I'm telling you.
All I have done is defend them for years, the victims of this case. I don't want them to know why I had to defend them. I don't want them to know things behind the scenes that are so icky in the podcast world that they have to see them.
Oh, so icky. Why don't you describe
about
what
the
that
victims?
Oh, I care. Oh, you care so
They're
much.
my friends.
They're my friends. They're my friends.
Some media persons have advised that they have received some copies of the emails and texts from another party, possibly an ex-employee.
A party?
Only one email was sent to Lauren advising of possibly putting information out to the media, claiming that Lauren is not being truthful. And this email came from a Proton account. I showed you that Proton email. A law stated also, it does make it a misdemeanor to deliver defamatory statements to an editor or publisher if information is being released. There you go.
What?
There's an ex-employee, the ex-contractor, that as of July 2024 is suspected of releasing info to third parties. And that is true. Are they releasing text messages of mine, whether verbally or physically?
Okay.
Whether they're calling someone to do it or sending them?
Doesn't matter.
That's who I'm concerned about. Threats pertaining to the situation info on cyber stalking laws, using text messages for cyber stalking, which includes publishing or distributing information to increase the risk of harm or violence to the victim, is a Category C felony in Nevada. In summary, which includes publishing or distributing information to increase the risk of harm or violence to the victim, is a Category C felony.
Okay. Releasing information about a victim, which you're not, is a Title C felony if it can cause what? I got to hear this one more.
In Nevada, just for cyber stalking, which includes publishing or distributing information to increase the risk of harm or violence to the victim, is a
increase the risk of harm or violence to the victim. How does any of this increase the risk of harm or violence to the victim?
Category C felony in Nevada. In summary, sharing text messages with a third party without the consent of all involved parties in Nevada could be considered unlawful and may lead to criminal charges, including felony penalties and a civil lawsuit for invasion of privacy. It's crucial to understand these regulations before sharing any personal communications.
So sharing screenshots in Nevada is against the law? I mean, that cannot possibly be. What is she reading here? Is she reading a statute? What is she reading? I know Nevada's kind of, it's got Las Vegas and cowboys. I don't even know what else is there. Deserts, cactuses and shit. But I can't believe they're this retarded that they would enact a law that says that you can't share screenshots. I find that hard to believe a law exists that says no screenshots in Nevada.
To simplify, the victim believes that the suspect or an ex-contractor has sent company or personal text messages to a third party. Lauren is concerned if text messages are released to the public, that her reputation will suffer and that victims of crimes she has worked with in the past will be re-victimized. Yes.
Yes.
We are going to share with people what is going on behind the scenes in my chats day in and day night while covering cases.
There's a seriousness.
Victims will be re-victimized. It is cruel to even send them an email suggesting something is coming out and that the truth will come out.
It's cruel.
And I have not spoken poorly of victims in my text.
It's so then you have nothing to worry about then. But it's bad to tell somebody that the truth is going to come out. That's a crime.
Text messages.
I can't believe anybody saw this.
No matter what anybody.
She's a victim. Fucking madness.
I have defended them.
Oh yeah,
for years when others wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh, when no one else would do that. Right. Thank God for you. Thank God you were there. Oh my God.
So let's see.
What would
the ex-contractor
victims do?
Was sent a cease and desist order from Lauren's lawyer on April 9th, 2025. And text messages have supposedly been shared with a third party after the cease and desist order was delivered and served, possibly even calling them. And yes, people can make fake text messages. Do we have that Janice screenshot? Janice shows you how to do it publicly. Find it. Janice makes
find it.
Fake text messages. Let's find that and we'll show them Janice making fake text messages.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a thing. Janice posted about that. The victim, I attempted to contact the creator. Let's see, hold on. I have bad eyes right now. This is really small.
Okay.
It sucks. They left voicemail with both my ex-contractor and creator who told us then they wanted my head on a platter requesting a call back. Those were the two people.
All right, real quick. Let me pause real quick to read a couple turtle chats here because I know I haven't had a chance to read any yet. Then we'll get right back to it. See what if people have thoughts on this, they'd like to read out loud because obviously I can't read all the comments in the chat. All right, so we have here Dr. John's CPAP machine sends $10 and says congratulations on having your charges with the fake victim dropped. Thank you very much. I know there's more work to do, but we are all behind you and rooting for you. Free Turtleboy. Well, thank you very much. You know, there's a lot of fake victims out there. She ain't the only one, so thank you. Matt sends $5 and goes, many are trying, few are succeeding. Keep fighting the good fight. Free Turtleboy. Well, thank you very much, Matt. I appreciate that. Rosaline sends $10 and says, Dr. Daddy. Oh, always a good start when they say that. You have to see this video of Lauren calling other people out and being fake victims of stalking. Oh, I showed it yesterday. But I will, I'll show it again. I'll just show it right now real quick since you sent it. But again, I think I showed it yesterday. I don't remember. I've seen it. That's for sure.
On it, but so say, oh, I am being stalked. I've been stalked 16 times. Help me, I'm the victim. Which, by the way, this is pity play. We need to talk about pity play. Maybe I'll do another video on it. But Sociopath Next Door, Dr. Martha Stout, who wrote that book, stated people always ask her what the number one thing is if they're looking for a sociopath or a psychopath. And she said, everyone wants me to say some nefarious detail, some wicked thing that you can see if someone's really evil or really not. She said, there's none of that. What it is pity play. If somebody is always the victim, if someone is always trying to reach for your sympathy, if someone is always trying to get your pity.
Sounds familiar.
It's likely there's a problem. I'd say, oh, wow. I am.
You can't make that shit up, folks. You cannot make that shit up. I think that was like 4 years ago. Amazing how stupid she is. So thank you. Sharon Size sends $5 and goes, congratulations on the dismissal. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Carolyn sends $10 and goes, a coffee on me. Keep up the good work. I would definitely buy that coffee. Thank you, Carolyn. Loudmouth sends $25 goes, sadly, I couldn't find an eyebrow emoji, but I'm McLoving the day grift. This is some solid day grifting. That's correct. Free Turtleboy. Appreciate that. Tammy sends $10 and goes, pretty sure if you shook the branches on Lauren's family tree, Nancy and a few other drama-infused nuts would fall out. Oh my God, the twins. I know. The Antis and Aussie haters sends $100, woo, and says, is it too late for us to switch sides? It's getting lonely over here. Yeah, it is getting a little lonely over there. The Antis will never change, but I like the Aussie, like not all, most of the Aussies I love, but a couple of them I think are gonna feel stupid after this is all said and done. Just saying. Okay. I think I got a couple cash apps here to read off. Liz sends $100 on the Cash App. Grifting score. It says, love that you are covering this fake victim, Lauren. That's what I do. I expose a lot of fake victims. Thank you. Ray from Dallas. This is going to trigger some people. Ray from Dallas sends me 10 smackaroos. And he goes, for the GOAT. Appreciate everything you do. Well, I appreciate you, my man. Thank you very much, Ray from Dallas. I don't give a fuck if that's going to offend people because you've done nothing wrong to me and you're really supportive. And so I love you for that. Thank you very much, sir. And I don't dog supporters just because people tell me that they're a bad person. That's not how I roll. All right. So anyway, back to this clam.
People we told them to call. Well, they called back. And
and if anyone wants their other messages read, reminder that the link is at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtleboy, and I will read your message that way. Back to the show.
Contractor advised that she had not shared the info or text with anyone. That's false because, yeah, anyway, she was, even if reading them, she was concerned it could be Lauren's newer friends. The newer friends and employees had contacted my ex-contractor to ask her about my working relationship.
Oh,
what did we just learn?
What did we just learn?
My stalker. I know the TikTok didn't exist. This is when I was just saying, hey, leave me alone. I feel threatened. She contacted my ex-contractor to learn about my past working relationships.
Oh, no.
Stalking.
Stalking? Stalking. She contacted my ex-contractors to find out about our relationship, aka she felt mistreated, and then she calls up a bunch of other people who had similar falling outs with her, and we're like, hey, what was, let's compare and contrast. What was your experience like with her? Oh, she did that? Oh, wow, that's fucked up. She did the same thing to me. Stalking, she calls that. Stalking.
Torturous interference.
Torturous interference.
Malicious. Like, vhy?
Because she just wants to
She
vent.
was sitting, my stalker was sitting right next to me.
People are like, why would she want to do that? Because she just wants to vent. Sometimes people just want to get some shit off their chest. Sometimes people are annoyed by other people or bothered by other people, and they want to commiserate with other people who had similar experiences so they can both be like, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, she sucks too, so I'm not alone. Cool. And then they hang up and they go on with their fucking day. Jesus Christ.
Me. Director angrily quit and said she never wanted to speak to me again, and I cried. And she
oh my
hugged
God.
me.
Oh my
and
God.
now she's angry at me, and she is reaching out to this woman to get dirt on me. Once again, this stalker is relentless.
Stalker.
And calling everyone I know and triangulating.
Triangulating. Coercive control.
Everyone.
Coercive
to
control.
tell them lies.
Say it. Say
to
coercive
spread
control.
fear.
Oh, fear. Coercive control.
Like, this has been going on for months. And that, my friends, is something that I learned from this police report.
Oh.
And it is not a false police report. And after we learned that
it's not
involved. By the way, I recorded, I mentioned that the entire police exchange with the police on my end. He knew that. The recording, we're going to pull that up, releasing what the police officer also said after talking. But this is one of the things that he told us. He came back from talking to both these people.
And
friends are reaching out. Friends are telling me when somebody's calling them. You know, they're coming clean.
Okay, they're coming clean. Yep.
So we're going to pull that up. But so here we go. This is from my recording that was taken with permission from officer who knew that I was recording while he was investigating my report.
Okay.
Lauren, I say, what are they saying? Officer, the anonymous Proton email came up saying that, yeah, there is information, but yeah, I've talked to creator and ex-contractor. Lauren, okay, and what did the ex-contractor say? Well, she says that she got messages for the past and stuff, and denying different, denying that she's part of this kind of thing. But she did mention that my stalker, she mentioned that person. Lauren, that's what she's sending texts, officer, that she feels that might be somebody that might be more involved with it. Lauren, okay, with
what does this mean?
By the way, what is with it?
Oh my God! What? Yeah.
Are they getting a group together to hurt me and destroy me, to burn my false kingdom down? Which I don't. Why is it false? I don't even know. But now, my stalker, never mind, they're an ex-contractor too. So really, these are all a bunch of people that used to work for me. So now my ex-contractor is connecting with another ex-contractor, and then they're bringing in this creator to tell her things.
Like there are entire groups online dedicated to like destroying Turtleboy. Does she not know this? There's entire groups. People that do this all the time. Their entire day is spent trying to destroy me. And we just kind of laugh at them because they can't destroy me. But you're sitting here and you're just crying about these people coming together and talking shit about you. Who cares?
That, defaming things. And then they're getting her to call other people. Like, what is this? This would be called group bullying.
Group bullying.
Triangulation.
Oh, triangulation. Coercive control. Coercive control. Say it.
It's cruel.
Oh, it's cruel.
So this was not a fake police report.
No, it's not fake. It's not.
It was
fake.
real.
It was real.
So
it was real. It was very real.
So I supposedly filed false police report. The other police report, as you know, and we're not going to go over it again, was in Boise, Idaho, when we felt threatened and felt unsafe walking to our car. So we called dispatch to escort us to our vehicle.
No, that's not
after
false.
That happened. That was when police said, "Hey,
you call it what you want." She's like, "You can't call it so they're calling her police reports false, and she's like, "No, you're not allowed to call my police reports false." Okay, I don't even semantics, like whatever. I guess the things that are in the police report are real. Like she did accuse them of doing these things, and it could be dramatic, whatever. Yeah, so it's real. Like who gives a fuck about any of this? How are you scared? How are you threatened?
Why don't I take an incident down? Because if you get a lot of incident reports, it's helpful. Let's get this in an incident report. I did not call for incident report. Those are the only 2 times that I've called police. Neither of them fake.
Yeah,
and
sure you did. Yeah, okay.
And I'm not going after my stalker with police.
You're not? Okay.
It was after,
Seems like
going
you
back
are.
to the local police report, it was after the stalker was mentioned that the police officer then called her too. And then she recorded that for all of TikTok. Latest attempt to shut down speech with which she disagrees.
Yeah. Okay.
The requested injunction lacks merit under Utah's civil stalking statute, the stalking statute, Utah code. The stalker has not.
This is great. She reads the lawyer's whole evisceration of her, and it's great.
spoken with or otherwise communicated with Mathias directly or indirectly. Disagree. I think indirectly she has since
No, she
April
hasn't.
2025
She has not
when she
contacted
responded
you
to a string of
indirectly.
text messages from Mathias.
Okay.
The stalker has not initiated any communication with Mathias since March 2025 before their friendship fell out. Mathias bases the requested injunction on a tangled web of allegations regarding Mathias's own conduct and the conduct of stalker. And the conduct of Mathias's other former friends and acquaintances. Mathias provides no evidence that stalker has ever asked or induced anyone to contact Mathias for any reason, let alone to threaten her. Mathias states that she has subjectively felt fear and emotional distress, but cannot point to any threat or statement that would cause such a reaction to the reasonable person in Mathias's circumstances.
Yes. I love how she's reading this. What was that? Why are they muting?
Okay, we by the way, we're going to pause really quickly because Grayson did find where Janice does talk about making fake text messages online.
So where is the threats? I love
Okay, actually, we're going to wait a little bit longer. We're going to block out who. Oh, you already did. Okay, it's coming.
Notice she doesn't like stop and say that's not true. And here's why. Here's my evidence that this isn't true. She's just, this is great. This is a cell phone. When she starts reading Christina's pleadings, this is great.
Okay. I know. Can you imagine a life so small that your thrill comes from being a bully? Hugs you. Thank you.
You're doing that right now. It's literally what you're doing.
Okay, so I'll keep reading. We're going to get that. Further, the requested injunction is unconstitutional.
Yeah.
And by the way, everything I'm sharing from people, by the way, is public. You know, I'm not sharing private text.
Yeah.
I don't do that. The imposition, or unless they've already been shared by somebody else too. The imposition or enforcement of the requested injunction or the temporary restraining order that was issued on September 5th, 2025.
Before we do this, I'm going to look. I have the court proceedings here. I have Lauren, Christina's legal pleadings. I want to bring them up real quick. Okay. So I met Mathias in 2024. She was an ex-reporter, journalist, and podcaster. She's a public figure, big following. Okay. I communicated with her. We were friends. I noticed red flags that suggested her credentials and public image were inaccurate. She would describe to me interpersonal problems with her friends and in-laws based on accusations of theft and fraud. I also learned information that caused me to question her ethics in obtaining and handling confidential information. That might be what's in the text messages. That might be like her saying, like sharing shit about the victims that she's not supposed to share. Because remember, she gets close to some of these, you know, 𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗺 is a victim's family member, right? And she apparently was friendly with her. And so that's Charles Vala's sister. So like, you know, what happened there? That seems to be what's happening. All right. During this time period, multiple people expressed concern about her conduct. At approximately the same time, they became friends with Mathias. I also became friends with these people who had been friends with her for a year prior. I also became friends with women who were acquaintances of her. Okay. AKA, yeah, like we all kind of bonded over what a fucking nut job this lady is. I communicated with, traveled with, and was invited to events with her. She invited me to her house. She also invited me to family and swam in their pool while we were driving from Utah to California. She asked me to perform graphic design. I did a discount. By January of 2025, our friendship was waning. I did a final invoice. Okay. At this point, I no longer communicated with her. In the courthouse at Maricopa County, after Mathias called out to me to get my attention, she ran towards me, calling my name with her arms out, signaling she wanted a hug. While hugging her, I stated that I had read some negative statements that she had made about me and others, and that I had seen evidence of her efforts to harm others and their businesses. She insisted that we talk right then and there, even though I was hesitant because she appeared to be in an elevated fight, flight, or freeze state. So according to this affidavit, she's aware that Lauren Mathias is not who she claims to be, and she's said negative things about her, and she's seen the screenshots, chick shit, you know, and she's just, but yet in classic chick shit, the fakeism, she comes over, hey girl, how you been? And she's like, yeah, I'm okay, but what's up with all these fucking messages, huh? And she's like, no, we need to talk about right here in line. So they're in line to go into the Lori Daybell thing. Okay. So she stated we needed to talk immediately, and she wanted to be alone, and her assistant never leaves her side. So Grayson had to be there. During that conversation, Mathias acknowledged that some of the negative statements I had seen were true and justified them. After our friendship ended, she initiated repeated contact with me to make accusations I knew to be false and demanded I stop speaking about her, even with mutual acquaintances. So Lauren's doing all the contacting. She blocked me and then unblocked me multiple times so she could state her demands and accusations without allowing me any response. Her last text to me was on April 22nd, 2025. It again made false accusations about my conduct and demanded that I refrain from speaking publicly about her. I haven't initiated contact with her since March of 2025, when I contacted her for a referral from my neighbor. I communicated with her directly, or I haven't talked to her, blah, blah. Okay. She unblocked me in August 2025 to remove things from one of our conversations. So she unblocks her, goes into her text messages and starts deleting, or you know what the classic move is when you like a text, and a lot of people don't know this. If you give like a thumbs up to someone's text and then you're like, oh shit, if they screenshot that, I don't want them to see the thumbs up. So you go in there, you think you're being slick and you unlike it, but then they get a notification that you unliked it. So you're not so slick then, are you? Right. It's happened before. Okay. So on June 5th, I traveled to Arizona to attend a portion of the Lori Daybell trial. I was only there for 24 hours. Where's the rest of this? Oh, down here. I think we're in 33. What was the last one? Yeah, okay. Jeez, this is a lot. I ignored her. Okay. While I was there. Okay. I ignored her, didn't respond. Another example of her trying to contact me, not the other way around. She tried to call me twice on June 10th. I didn't answer. She also sent me a lengthy text message saying she felt that I had my feelings hurt and wanted to have a private conversation. I didn't respond. She just doesn't want to talk to you, bro. Like all of this harassment or whatever is going the other way. I've learned of multiple instances where she behaves strangely and obsessively towards my friends who are also former friends and acquaintances of her. On April 11th, she sent H a cease and desist containing letter containing numerous demands at curbing. I think this is Lori Heller's speech. The cease and desist letter is expected to be offered. So notwithstanding the letter, she has taken purposeful steps to contact and communicate with her, who describes in detail in the declaration submitted concurrently herewith. Okay. On the Matthias declaration describes 2 alleged incidents in Boise involving these people. I was in Europe when these occurred, and I learned about them days later. There you go. So she wasn't even there. I've since received the Boise Police Department report with copies of the video that Matthias submitted to the police. Some of the videos were of my posts online, even though I was not in Boise when the alleged incidents occurred. She provided me with videos of 2. Okay. And the police say in the video, in their report, I did not see any intimidating or threatening behavior in the videos. That was at their lunch when they got confronted by, you know, whoever those other women were that were like, yo, what's up with the cease and desist? Don't talk to her, blah, blah, blah. In a majority of instances, Matthias herself provoked the encounter. Matthias and Yor have engaged in a pattern of entering spaces where I already am. Her main issue is with public statements I've allegedly made about Matthias. She mischaracterizes these statements and describes them and misconstrues them. She alleges that I mocked the police officer when in fact I merely pointed out inaccuracies in what the officer told me is as my right. Yeah, that's the TikTok we saw. She omits any discussion of the context of that video, which was that I contacted Henderson police after Matthias contacted police in June to report that I and others were sharing private communications we had with Matthias. I mean, she admits that. I cannot believe she called the cops to report that people were sharing screenshots. Like, that's fucking insane. She says that my public comments are targeted and aimed at trying to get people to identify who I am to come after me. This is not true. She alleges that I posted an emoji on a podcast that she participated in to let people know I was watching. The podcast was live and open to public comments. I did not post the emoji to communicate with her, but to sign in and participate in the public chat. I believe her goal is to squash my First Amendment rights. My statements are not directed at her or her family. I just provide public information about her. Yeah, we know all this. Example, she often makes the claims regarding her husband's credentials as a professor at UNLV. However, I learned that UNLV had no record of them serving as an adjunct professor. And Matthias appears to acknowledge that in her declaration. I created a video discussing this issue. Again, so apparently he did work at UNLV, but it wasn't public information. So, you know, she was kind of barking up the wrong tree there, but she wasn't wrong in that you're allowed to investigate shit, period. Through this action, she had me removed from CrimeCon. I purchased my ticket for $1,800. I was at the time, I was regularly in communication and friends with Matthias. She was aware that I purchased the ticket. So she knew, Lauren knew that this woman was going to CrimeCon. As of June 2025, Grayson told a friend that Matthias and she did not have plans to attend CrimeCon. Unbeknownst to me, Matthias changed her mind and attended CrimeCon, knowing that I would be in attendance. So she literally showed there to kick her out. I learned that she announced her plans, which is publicly on a live stream. A video of the announcement is expected to be offered in my defense. She was not a speaker and didn't have a booth. She purchased a day pass. It was not a work event for her, as she said in her declaration. Okay, exactly. I got to the hotel on September 3rd. On September 5th, I was headed to the CrimeCon panels and was approached by police. They gave me the temporary injunction and told me to remain in the hotel and not attend the CrimeCon events. They said we've seen all this. Okay. I was in the hotel bar taking a picture of, I believe, Heller of her employer. Prior to the arriving at the bar, one of my friends confirmed that Matthias was not in the bar. So she's being very careful. After being in the bar for several hours, a friend notified me that Matthias had entered the bar. I immediately wrapped up what I was doing and left. I did not intentionally stand close to her. Rather, they entered my space. Exactly. This is just like the fake victim. During my conversation with police, Matthias and Yor walked right by us, which is inconsistent with her claim that she was afraid of me. She did walk right by her. In other words, after serving me an order that prevented me from being within 500 feet of her, she purposely entered the space. Okay, so we know all this. The next day, I was having lunch in one of the hotel restaurants. I left with another individual and walked to the center of the courtyard between the restaurants. I saw Matthias and immediately left the area. At no point did I attempt to communicate with her. The same weekend at CrimeCon, I posted 3 videos I had created long before receiving the temporary injunction. The videos are not posted to a targeted account, as she claims, nor are they directed at her, nor are they threatening, defamatory, or harassing. Exactly. We've been over all this. I have never threatened her. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Matthias says that she was incapacitated by fear for several months, but she was actively creating, publishing, and promoting content on podcasts during the same period. None of my public posts show her face, which they could, use her name, which they could, or encourage others to contact her, which you could not, because that's third-party contact. I express my opinion on matters of public concern and interest to my subscribers and followers. I'm not obsessed with her. I've simply responded that she is involved. You know, this is just insane. How about this? Matthias described that she does not like conformity, and for that reason, many people do not like her. Matthias's husband casually mentioned that their company had experienced growing pains due to negative interactions with the public. The episode contains no indication that Matthias was afraid, distressed, or panicking, which directly contradicts her and Yor's testimony that they were unable to function in daily life, and that the situation of the best is Grayson. The best is great. Poor Grayson. Oh, she's so injured in this. She's like having all this distress because her boss got an email. This is insane. It contradicts Yor's testimony that Matthias's husband, a licensed psychologist, purportedly the very next morning confided in Yor that Matthias was suicidal and rocking in bed just hours after posting the episode. She also appeared on that same day on Mormon Stories, a podcast where she shared her thoughts and personal details about her life. Doesn't sound like she's living in fear to me. All right. So we get the point here. Let's go back to this. And I'm really sorry you have to listen to this lady.
Would violate this person's right, the stalker's rights, and the requested injunction fall far short. Similarly, nothing in the requested injunction or supporting materials established that the stalker acted with requisite degree of culpability under recent U.S. Supreme Court case law. And for these reasons, relies primarily on 3 declarations in support of the requested injunction.
So I'm not going to listen to the whole her lawyer. We get it. I understand the lawyer's point. He's 100% on. I can't believe she's reading this part out loud because it just eviscerates her. And I mean, this is all she does is just read shit out loud.
2 declarations from Matthias and a declaration from Janice replied, which was perfect. The first screenshot is the original message. The second I did in a few minutes with a free photo manipulation tool. And the third I did. Some people are upset by things I might have said in private messages. Whether fake or real, I don't know.
Okay.
In April 2025, the stalker told Matthias about some of her public statements and conduct. Not true. She only spoke about private conversations, which prompted Matthias to make a variety of accusations against and demands to the stalker. No, actually, she's actually not. This is actually my former producer. So let's make that clear. And yeah, I did send her a cease and desist for a private business reason.
And
Matthias also began behaving strangely toward her friends and toward the stalker's friends, including
the fact that this woman has sent so many cease and desists around is a red flag. I'm 43 years old. I've never sent a cease and desist to anyone. She just apparently does this frequently with people she works with or used to be friends with. It's kind of should probably be a red flag.
Limitations, Janice. I just never really talked to her. And Lori, no, actually, and Lindsay, by approaching them or standing near them in public places with the apparent intent to provoke a confrontation. How does one make an apparent intent to provoke a confrontation? It literally means I'm not doing anything.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if I'm reporting at a trial, we might be standing in a similar place. And actually, I'm a grown up and stand in these private places without confrontation.
Yeah. Anything. Well, so she can do
Matthias
the same.
Sent Lindsay an individual cease and desist letter. It's true. It has nothing to do with said stalker at all. At all. Nothing to do. So I don't even know why this is in this. Why is this part of this? Matthias sent Lindsay and another individual as my ex-contractor cease and desist letters, which by the way, those were 2 completely different reasons, and contacted the police to report that Lindsay and others were following or surveilling Matthias and her employee, when in fact it was Matthias and Yor that were following them.
Yeah.
The stalker was not present.
Okay, all right.
Has occurred. Matthias's declarations recite only 2 instances where up. Do you have it? Let's see what she says. So Matthias allegedly approached and greeted the stalker. And if she thinks that I'm plagiarizing, to report me because that's important to do. But the stalker allegedly reluctantly participated in the exchange, which is odd because actually when I blocked her, she then continued in my email. So while I tried to stop it. MacArthur could have not known that the communications were unwanted because Matthias initiated them. I literally blocked her, and she wrote in her email to me calling a hypocrite and a liar that I clearly blocked her because I was a coward, not because I was initiating contact. Let's go on. Right. Indeed. Sorry about that. The stalker made no attempt to communicate specifically with Matthias directly, even though she sent me an email after I requested her not contact me again. Directly or indirectly after the April text when Matthias stated she did not wish to be contacted. She actually then went to my email to continue harassing me. Okay, you have it. So she's saying that I reached that when she recorded
the fastest friendship crash you've ever seen, and I have the receipts because contrary to what the Nevada Police Department.
And yes, Melanie Little did say that yesterday. She's like, yeah, I'm not. She goes, basically, as soon as I saw the Kofin Dave picture, I knew everything I need to know. I told you Melanie would get it. You know what I mean? I told you she'd get it. And Melanie's got bigger fish to fry. I'll handle the drama shit. I got it from here.
Yeah, we'll skip that. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
You know, this story is really more up my alley because this story involves the First Amendment and the exploitation of courts as far as like, you know, using the courts to silence speech. That's kind of my thing. That's my topic of conversation. So like it would make sense why this is a thing that I'd be covering more than Melanie. It makes sense.
All of her lies. It started in the morning after I confronted her about all of her lies.
Oh, okay. It started in the morning after I confronted her. Okay. I'm glad we got it. Let's
what?
So statements and conducts by
yeah, exactly.
Janice and Lori. The Matthias declarations spend considerable time detailing statements and conduct by Lindsay, Janice, and Lori. They refute Matthias and Grayson's allegations in their declarations, but even if the allegations are true, they are not what is noticeably absent as any proof that stalker engaged in or influenced any of these events.
Right.
In some instances, she learned about that. Okay, so this is a continuing. You were showing you how Janice, as publicly, all of the red is identifying information blocked out. So if you recall, maybe we should go to the first one too. They're saying that.
What is this supposed to be?
Janice changed it. So again, I wrote in our general admin account before, which I could reply, and Janice replied, which was perfect. The first screenshot is the original message. The second, I did in a few minutes with a free Photoshop manipulation. Okay, let's see it now. Totally should. Oh, look, you can manipulate. Janice and her friend are letting us know that you can do this for reasons of intimidation.
What?
I don't know why anyone would, but it's interesting.
What?
I don't know.
For reasons of intimidation?
All right. Okay, so let's keep going. In some instances, she learned about these things, the stalker afterward and discussed them publicly. There's not enough to show course of conduct. The stalking statute is clear that an act or statement does not meet the
I see what she's doing. So she knows that these text messages are going to come out, and she knows that they're bad for her. So she's planting the seed. I see. She's planting the seed that text messages can be altered. What a conniving
definition of course of conduct. Online posts and public comments. The stalking statute is clear that the act or statement does not meet the definition of course of conduct unless it is directed at a specific individual.
Correct.
Matthias asked the court to parse the contents of the stalker's online posts and infer that the stalker intended Matthias to see them. Such an exercise is impermissible under the stalking statute and problematic under First Amendment. And even if it were appropriate, prove course of conduct as the first requires element for the requested injunction. Number two, Matthias cannot show that a reasonable person in her circle, the safety of a third individual, or to suffer other emotional distress. Different knowledge of and the clear Matthias cannot show the stalker knew or other topics. Baird factors all weight strongly against is not reasonable. The Matthias with negative statements about individuals. That's continually engage in public discussion, including negative statements about individuals without encountering speech she disagrees with and does not like. Actually, I do not engage in public discussions with negative statements about individuals. That's bullying. I do discuss crime. I try to discuss it sensitively. Public discussion that's negative about bullies, I've not done so.
You're not required to be sensitive. Like what she's saying, just like her whole thing, like everybody has to be polite. Oh my God.
And yes, I would encounter speech that disagrees with what I do if I do that.
Yeah.
And when I don't do that, I still encounter speech that disagrees with me or that I do not like. I can handle that. That's the First Amendment.
You literally can't handle that. What are you talking about that you can handle? Listen to what she says here. Is this a joke?
And yes, I would encounter speech that disagrees with what I do if I do that. And when I don't do that, I still encounter speech that disagrees with me or that I do not like. I can handle that. That's the First Amendment.
I can handle that. It's the First Amendment. You literally can't handle it. That's why you're getting an order to stop it. That's what this whole thing is about, is speech you don't like that makes you, oh my God.
Similarly, the only instances Matthias identifies where stalker communicated with her directly or indirectly related to negative statements and conduct directed toward the stalker and others. Matthias has no reasonable basis to expect that a friend or former friend would not discuss interpersonal issues with her, especially where, as here, Matthias initiated the communication every time. Not true. Matthias attempted to turn her falling out with the stalker into an injunction with real implications for the stalker's civil rights. That is not the purpose of the stalking statute. The cumulative effect of the stalker.
Why is she reading this? This is so bad for her.
Alleged conduct also does not warrant the requested injunction in other cases. The degree of culpability required prevents the court from counting events that the stalker learned about only later. For example, Matthias had no good faith basis to claim that the stalker intended or acted recklessly with respect to incidents in Bo'oisi when the stalker was in Europe and learned only after the fact.
Right.
Indications currently before court.
So they're reading what I just read aloud.
In each instance, occurred in public places or online. She does not. That they interfered with her work.
I do love when she stops. So she like reads this shit. Like she's reading all the reasons that her lawsuit is bullshit. And then she'll periodically just stop and look into the camera and be like, that is not true. It is not. This is serious. I'm a serious journalist. And I do not take stalking lightly. And my stalker is going to re-victimize victims. And that is not okay. It's not okay. Back to reading my thing. This is her in a nutshell. This is crazy.
But the stalker and Lindsay and others also work in the true crime space and have been regular attendees of the trials. She does not work at trials. In the courtroom. She does not. She has drawn things.
Okay. She's drawn things.
And given them to me for free.
Sorry.
Lindsay and Janice Laurie have just as much of right to be in public spaces and participate in public events as Matthias. This is not a situation where the stalker has accosted Matthias at home or any other non-public space. Third, Matthias's own conduct cuts strongly against any notion that she feared for her safety.
With this lady.
Matthias and Grayson repeatedly approached, confronted, or attempted to confront Lindsay and Janice and others. No, I didn't. And not only does this contradict Matthias's testimony that she subjectively feared these individuals or was distressed, but a reasonable person in her circumstances would not engage in the conduct that Matthias has engaged in. Finally, the Matthias declaration and Grayson alleges. In sum, Matthias fails to show commitment with the message the speech conveys. In this case, each provision of the requested injunction is content-based and does not withstand strict scrutiny. Personal conduct. This section requires an order commanding stalker to not. There would be no way to enforce the order without resort to the courts. Really true, since it is not clear because Matthias relies on the stalker's protected speech to establish stalking. Basically, Matthias is asking the court to agree with Matthias's public
speech. She's been reading this for 35 minutes. This thing that just eviscerates her.
And disagree from an interest in favoring one speaker over another. And I'm telling you, it's still going to cause a meaningless restriction on stalking. Is far from being.
I really only have interest because we've read all this and we know the points. I just like her reactions to it. That's all I like to see.
Narrowly tailored enough to withstand strict scrutiny. Third.
Oh, root beer.
By the way, I'm sure people are dropping off because it's so late, but I'm just telling you, it's still going to get good. Even if you're bored with this, trust me.
It's still going to, wait, hold on. It's still going to get good. Trust me. So this is just content to you. This is just fun. It's going to get good. I thought this was traumatic. I thought this whole thing was too traumatic to say in a courtroom because of your 8-year-old, and Law and Crime's going to get it on video, but it's going to get good. It's going to get good. Wait till I see people dropping off. Ooh, you might want to do that. You might want to stick around. The good shit's coming up. We got some good shit.
The personal conduct order in the requested injunction mirrors almost exactly the one the Utah Court of Appeals reviewed. In Ragsdale 2, court held that the provisions purporting the bar conduct that would annoy, harass, or cause distress to the petitioner were content-based and cannot withstand strict scrutiny. The court reasoned that the additional prohibition against annoying or causing distress could potentially, they're using that language, not me, a no contact. Mat asked the court to bar stalker from communicating directly as it purports to quash a stalking injunction that prohibits communicating on it from communicating directly to the at issue in town or his home, work, school, and vehicle, and cannot eliminate stalker's ability to interpret it more narrowly. It is unconstitutionally vague because it does not put stalkers relies upon protected free speech muster. The requested injunction is unconstitutional. Conclusion: Matthias is allowed to not like what it said about her. But yeah, but I'm just gonna say this. Yeah, they're right. I am allowed to just not like what the stalker said about me. But I want to point out that it is false. It is defamatory, and it's harassment.
Just because you said it is false. It is defamatory. It is harassment. Newsflash: saying false things isn't a crime. You're allowed to lie. It's not against the law to lie. All right. It's not against the law to defame somebody. There's no criminal punishment for it. It's a civil matter, right? So the things that you're saying are not even illegal, right? In the sense that you can be arrested for these things, and you don't get to decide what's again. These things have to be adjudicated, and it's harassment. It's not harassment. It is not harassment. She is not contacting you. You were the last person to initiate contact. She didn't want you. You tried to give her an awkward hug in April, and she wasn't having it. And here we are.
But Matthias fails, in short, of the statutory elements required under the stalking statute. And it is the stalker's right to free speech. The free speech forecloses the requested injunction. Stalker respectfully requested the court deny the requested injunction. Stalker reserves the right to seek fees under Utah code within the time frame provided under Utah Rule of Civil Procedure, dated 19th of September. Okay. Snooze fest. Let's get to my response. So now I like that you pinned that so people know what I'm reading when they jump in. That's smart. So this one then is going to be the reply. Yep, hold on.
I'll be right there. Hold on. Don't go anywhere.
By the way, my phone's blowing up. I'm actually finally learning more. Thank you to the people who are coming forward and letting me know that you too were contacted by particular people in a smear campaign against me. We went mute because I just learned I don't have my phone. Grayson has my phone. She's getting texts. People are coming forward saying, you know what? I got a text and I got a text. And this is what this person told me. Thank you. Keep it coming. Thank you. Because I don't know what the hell has been happening the last month. And no one has been talking to me. So now, thank you. Keep sharing. Thank you. This is going to be the reply to that by my attorney. I actually have many attorneys now. I have 4 attorneys now. We're not taking this lightly. So this is in reply in support of request for civil stalking.
Did she just say she has 4 attorneys? Is that what she just said? This is a really serious issue. I'm really mad.
Okay, ready?
Go ahead.
Okay. So this is my response written by one of my attorneys. Thank you to my attorney, Daston, in support of request for the civil stalking and petitioner. So in other words, free speech was a reason to not support the stalking injunction. And that I'm a public figure, even though public figures are often stalked. And I'm also going to point this out too, by the way, in this county where the stalking injunction is filed, Utah County, it is exactly where '𝗺lie Kirk was when he was assassinated.
Oh my God.
People wondered why I haven't talked about
there
that
it
case.
is.
First off, there's only 3 of us and we can't hit every case. Very heartbreaking case. But secondly, that is in this area and it's about a public figure who was stalked. And you know what? It scares me. That scares me. I am scared.
I'm scared.
And that was a very overwhelming case. And I have yet to cover that case. Same county.
It's like she's going to, because it's in the same county. I'm going to be killed. It's in the same county as 𝗺lie Kirk. I'm really upset about this. My eyebrows are not moving at all. You can tell how mad I am about this, right? Oh yeah, I'm really upset. 𝗺lie Kirk, they killed him in this county. So statistically, I am much more likely to be assassinated in this county. Bitch, you ain't 𝗺lie Kirk. Stop it. You're not going around here. You're not even controversial. You're just some basic bitch who's vanilla as fuck and is not interesting at all until now. This is the most interesting thing you've ever done. But prior to this, you didn't do like 𝗺lie Kirk got killed because, like him or not, he's interesting. Okay. Like him or not, he is polarizing. Like either you loved him or you were disgusted with the things that he said. and he was so polarizing that like somebody got so mad that he had to kill him, right? And you, bitch, nobody wants to kill you. You're not interesting enough to kill. You're not. Stop it.
Respondents' opposition. Fundamentally, here we go. This is good. This is good. I thank you to my attorney for this.
Oh, yes. Which one?
The respondent's opposition fundamentally mischaracterizes both the law and facts of this case by advancing two legally unsupported defenses. Number one, that the petitioner's social media presence somehow diminishes her protection from stalking. And number two, that creating multiple social media accounts dedicated to attacking petitioner's character constitutes protected public discourse. Both arguments fail as a matter of law.
Oh, this is so. This
The
is the
evidence
response.
before this court, including sworn declarations from multiple witnesses
for fuck's
and
sake.
documented exhibits, demonstrates a calculated campaign of harassment that has caused petitioner to experience suicidal ideation for the first time in her life.
For the first time in her life. Who gives a fuck? If you're experiencing suicidal ideations, my free speech rights don't stop. Sorry. You could shut down any speech you wanted to if that was the rule. But, oh, I'm suicidal. You can't say mean things about me. If I knew it was that easy, I would do it more often. I'd be like, oh, I can just shut down criticism of me if I say I'm suicidal. Oh, cool. I'm suicidal. So you got to stop talking about me.
As petitioner testified, up until
She's not,
2025,
and she's also
I have never
not
questioned that
suicidal.
before.
Let's be
This
honest.
has felt like a complete nightmare that I cannot wake up from.
Ooh.
That was from the third Matthias Declaration. The dangerous precedent respondent seeks would eviscerate stalking protections from anyone with an online presence and would transform social media into a free fire zone for personal vendettas. The court should reject respondents' attempt to weaponize the First Amendment as a shield for targeted harassment.
Oh.
The respondent's public figure defense has no basis. Stalking represents a fundamental misunderstanding anticipation in public discourse.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Respondent standard for public figures in defamation cases does not extend to ability, does not waive behavior. This argument conflates two. This is criminal and or emotional distress.
Okay.
Targeted harassment.
So basically, she's just reading her response, her lawyer's response to this thing. It's all bullshit. It's infuriating. You get the point here. She thinks everything that's said to her makes her suicidal and is a threat, and people saying mean things about her is a threat, and sharing screenshots is a threat, and everything's a threat, and everything makes her suicidal, and my children are upset, and Peter Griffin's upset, and everybody's upset, so everyone else has to stop being mean about her. That's the gist of it all.
Campaigns.
Okay.
True.
So I'm going to
threats
fast
or
forward through
stalking
some of this
behaviors.
shit.
See Virginia v. Black and Counterman v. Colorado. The First Amendment permits restrictions on speech that can threaten unlawful violence to attack petitioner. The most compelling accounts, TikTok and Instagram, dedicated exclusively to disparaging petitioner under the thin veil of discussing an ex-friend.
That is literally what they're doing. There's no thin veil. She created a TikTok to discuss you. That's literally what she's doing and expose you. And guess what? It's all legal, no matter how angry you get.
This is not a case where respondent maintains general social media accounts that occasionally references petitioner while discussing various topics. These accounts were created for one purpose only, to conduct a sustained campaign attacking petitioner's moral character. When 100% of the account's content targets a single individual, it cannot be characterized as public discourse. It is a harassment campaign.
Oh my God. When have you seen Twisted Tragedies YouTube channel? It is entirely dedicated to me. The whole thing. Masshole Mafia report, whatever she calls it there. Go to it. The whole thing is about me. There are entire fucking, there's a cottage industry of Turtleboy bad out there, right? Go to JFK for the last fucking month. It's all they talk about is me. And you're like, well, this is, if you make a channel where they only talk about one person, that's harassment.
P.S. Since my attorney sent this in, she has since posted things that aren't about me.
Oh,
but nothing before the state.
She tried
100%.
She tried to be smooth. Oh yeah.
Harassment campaign.
Aren't you?
It cannot be characterized as public discourse when an account targets a single individual. It is a harassment campaign. B, the ex-friend identifier. Respondent acknowledges that this public interest. Instead, this is precisely what it appears to be. A personal vendetta arising from a failed friendship conducted through social media platforms.
Okay.
The term ex-friend itself demonstrates that respondents' grievances are personal and not public. Number C, Utah's stalking statute explicitly covers communications about an individual. It is unambiguous in its scope. Utah Code 76-5-106.5. Unambiguous at its scope. The statute defines, quote, course of conduct to include, quote, acts in which the actor communicates to or about an individual. Another, directly, indirectly, they left this one out, or through a third party.
Ooh, real serious.
In other words, all the other people she has recruited to help her. Thank you, she says to them. Thank you. Thank you for doing this.
Okay, thank
And
you.
hey, will you be a witness? Am I stalking injunction, Lori Hallis?
How is that? Wait, so getting a hey, hold on. What is she saying there?
Recruited. It's to or about an individual. Another, directly, indirectly, they left this one out, or through a third party.
Wait.
Quote,
I want to hear that.
It is unambiguous in its scope. Utah Code 76-5-106.5. Unambiguous at its scope. The statute defines, quote, course of conduct to include, quote, acts in which the actor communicates to or about an individual. Another, directly,
So Utah has a statute where it says you can't talk about an individual
indirectly, they left this one out, or through a third party.
or through a third party. Okay.
In other words, all the other people she has recruited to help her. Thank you, she says to them. Thank you. Thank you for doing this.
Okay, so she recruited Lori Heller. So Lori Heller made a video calling her out on her bullshit too. And she responded in the comments, Christina did, by saying thank you. And that means she recruited her to do that. And by the way, Lori Heller is not contacting her. Lori Heller is also talking about her, not, to her. There's a difference.
And hey, will you be a witness? Am I stalking injunction?
You're
Lori
allowed
Hallis?
to ask for witnesses. You're allowed to ask for witnesses. Am I stalking
The
injunction?
statute defines course of conduct to include acts in which the actor communicates to or about an individual, directly, indirectly, or through a third party. They left that out conveniently. By any action, method, device, or means. And this is what else they left out, emphasis added. It communicates to or about an individual. You don't just have to communicate to me. You can communicate about me.
That
they left
sounds-
that out too. They left that out about. That's
Does anybody know? Is that actually true? Is there actually a statute in Utah that says you can't talk about someone? Because that sounds really unconstitutional and a blatant violation of the First Amendment to have a law that says you can't talk about someone. That seems to be problematic because all I do on here is talk about people. I get the talking to people, communicating with them directly, right? But as far as talking about them, I find it hard to believe a law exists that says that.
pretty important. The statute defines all the ways you can communicate to or about an individual.
And is this 9-hour stream not her talking about someone else? The whole thing is talking about someone.
The statutory language is critical to this case. The legislator deliberately included communications about an individual, not just to them. This means that the respondent cannot escape liability by claiming that she never directly contacted petitioner. Creating social media accounts that communicate about petitioner to third parties to 50 plus posts and videos over several months falls squarely within the statute's plain language. It also shows that you're obsessed with me.
Oh yeah.
Stop.
Obsessed.
The legislature's inclusion of or about recognizes the reality of modern harassment.
Oh, yeah.
Stalkers often attempt to harm their victims through indirect means, including social media campaigns designed to damage reputations, recruit others to their cause, or create public humiliation. Respondents' TikTok and Instagram accounts dedicated exclusively to posting content about her ex-friend constitute precisely the type of indirect harassment the statute prohibits. Furthermore, the statute's language, by any action, method, device, or means, explicitly contemplates modern technology. Social media platforms are a device and means of communication. When somebody creates multiple accounts across different platforms for the sole purpose of posting content about one individual over several months, they have engaged in a course of conduct under plain statutory language.
No, they haven't.
D.
Okay.
No legitimate public interest exists.
Oh, I'm 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I'm actually quite interested in this whole thing. So definitely this is a public interest. You are allegedly some real reporter or something who I'm supposed to take seriously. I'm actually very interested in the kind of person you are. So, and you don't get to decide what's a public interest. We do.
No legitimate between former friends do not constitute matters of public concern, unlike legitimate public interest speech, such as consumer warnings about dangerous products, exposing public corruption, discussing community safety issues, or political or policy commentary.
So you get to decide what's of public interest. Okay.
Respondents' campaign serves no public interest. It is revenge masquerading as free speech. Amen. Revenge. And I'm going to throw in coercive control and intimidation. Revenge.
Coercive, and I'm going to throw in coercive control and intimidation and triangulation, right? It's revenge. Revenge. Okay. Revenge is also legal, by the way. You're allowed to get revenge. I think if you want to call it revenge, fine. I disagree, but revenge is also legal. So there's that.
Masquerading as free speech.
Remember they tried to send me to jail on April 30th over because I said the word revenge. Remember I said I said on my YouTube presentation, which was read out loud in court, that Jesus told me to get revenge on Brian Tully or something like that. Jesus told me revenge. And then we had to like explain to the judge what the word revenge meant. And we were like, it meant karma, Your Honor. Like karma is going to get Brian Tully. And like, why is he saying Jesus wants revenge? Because, Your Honor, my client is somewhat of a jokester. And he, the thing about it's ironic because Jesus like love and like forgiveness and stuff like that. It's like in the Bible and shit, the gospel. And, you know, so it's actually the opposite of what Jesus would want. He's actually not into revenge. And that's what makes it so humorous, Your Honor, is my client calls himself journalism Jesus. And he's like, he doesn't actually think he's Jesus. Right. And that's kind of what makes it funny, Your Honor. Like, bro, are you kidding? Like, really? Seriously, revenge.
3, applying the Ragsdale framework to social media harassment. A, Utah statute specifically includes communications about individuals before applying Ragsdale. It is crucial to understand the statutory framework. Utah Code 76-5, 106-5 language, this or about language is important here.
Okay.
Respondent cannot claim that the First Amendment protection or argue that she never contacted the petitioner when the statute explicitly prohibits communications about individual with social media enables.
Okay.
When respondent created accounts posting 50 plus times about her ex-friend over several months, she communicated about the petitioner to third parties satisfying the statutory element.
Oh my God.
The interpretation directly contacted their victims. The less distinguish between speaking of only a business, not target content, references petitioner directly or through transparent ex-friends. The references that the posts are designed to reach petitioner's social circles. Absolutely, they are. Reach my social circles. That is the intent. The clear intent is to
so what?
Damage the petitioner's reputation and cause emotional distress. And that happened. And it's happened.
How do you know they're trying to cause reputational, emotional distress? I can't help it if it's distressing to you, but that certainly isn't the goal. Her goal is to just expose you and let other people know. And it's like she's created like a support group of people who have been wronged by you. That seems to be what happened.
See, a course of conduct through multiple platforms. Creating multiple social media accounts to target one person satisfies the course of conduct requirement. Under Utah Code 76-5, 106-5, each account creation, each post, and each attempt to expand the audience for these attacks constitutes a separate act in the stalking pattern. The use of multiple platforms, TikTok and Instagram, demonstrates escalation and obsessive behavior, not legitimate commentary. I just learned today there's a Twitter account now, X, excuse me. So they're still going. Here, the numbers speak for themselves. 50 plus posts and videos about petitioner over a 6-month period across multiple platforms.
Oh, no, not 50.
Exceeds the statutory minimum of 2 or more acts. Each of these 50 posts represents a deliberate choice to continue the harassment campaign. This is not a case of what the obsessive nature of respondents' conduct via harassment campaign creates. Everybody, come engage. Help the algorithms. Viral potential.
Oh, yeah, okay.
3, 24/7 accessibility of harassing content. Our poor teenagers.
Wait.
I know just a fraction of what they feel. My world is bigger.
Wait, what?
Help the algorithms. Viral potential.
What's she saying here about teenagers?
3, 24/7 accessibility of harassing content. Our poor teenagers. I know just a fraction of what they feel. My world is bigger. I'm okay. Our teenagers dealing with this 24/7. This is unfathomable.
Unfathomable.
Recruitment of others to participate in the harassment. Ongoing nature, creating fear of escalation. Number 4, respondent misapplies the reasonable person standard. The standard does not change based on public profile. Respondent's opposition states, quote, it simply is not reasonable that Matthias would expect to continually engage in public discussion without encountering speech he disagrees with. End
yes.
Quote. This fundamentally misunderstands the reasonable person analysis under Utah Code 76-5, 106.5. The proper inquiry is whether a reasonable person in petitioner circumstances would experience fear or emotional distress.
Okay, I can't even listen to this shit anymore. We get the point. I'm going to fast forward through a bunch of shit here. Don't mind me. As much as I want to make fun of her.
Requiring only a showing of recklessness, events to the court allowed to constitutes targeted harassment, 53 plus documented videos, and rather than engage in protected speech. 𝗂𝗄 County Courthouse, causing such distress that the petitioner suffered a panic attack witnessed by her employee Grayson. In quotes, that day we left court where we were reporting and Lauren had a panic.
So remember, now we know what actually happened at Maricopa County outside the Lori Daybell trial. She went up to Christina, tried to give her a hug, and Christina was like, bitch, why are you talking shit about me? And then so she left the line because she felt uncomfortable because it's like, yo, bitch, why are you talking so much shit? And then she went home and had a fucking panic attack, and Grayson is there documenting it all. Okay, boss having panic attack right now. I'm also experiencing emotional distress. More root beer required. She's asking for more root beer. No food, just root beer only can fix this panic attack. Okay, cool.
Lauren and I are together all day, every day, and I had never seen something like that before. That was Grayson. Former CNN anchor Susan Hendricks.
Oh, boy.
Also witnessed the aftermath, testifying that Lauren was, quote, extremely emotional and in a state ongoing. Janice repeatedly filmed Grayson at work for no other reason than to harass me and intimidate me.
Oh yeah. What?
June 19th, warning received that things would go public.
Oh,
and people
wow, no.
wanted Lauren's head on a platter.
Oh my God.
June through August, that social media campaign launches. Tell me that wasn't what the creator was referring to. And that creator did follow that TikTok when it went live.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Shortly after the June 19th warning, respondent launched her targeted social media sexual assault of petitioner's dying brother who had just passed away in March of 2025.
Yeah. You want
This video garnered over 33,000 views.
Oh no.
The psychological cruelty of this post cannot be overstated, attacking a grieving sister with false sexual assault allegations about her deceased brother.
Sexual assault allegations?
Voice recording post, July
They
12th,
never said
2025.
sexual assault.
Respondent
Posted recordings of petitioner's voice comparing her to murderer 𝗬𝗎𝗂𝗄𝗏.
Oh, no.
33,000 views, 33,000 plus views. Professional attacks, August 6th, 2025, posted about petitioner's husband's credentials, admitting that she called
No, you're actually crazier than 𝗬𝗎𝗂𝗏𝗧. Not as like kill you crazy, but like crazy. Like you're at least 𝗬𝗎𝗂𝗏𝗧 was like really upset with her boyfriend, like somebody she was in a romantic relationship with. Like you're upset about some fucking woman that you knew for 6 months. Like what are you doing?
UNLV to investigate, calling us liars. The psychological impact, evidence of severe harm. The court should consider the devastating psychological impact documented by multiple witnesses and a licensed forensic psychologist. Dr. John Mathias, clinical and forensic psychologist, who has evaluated over 500 criminals for recidivism risk, provides expert testimony about the impact. Quote, tightly against her chest in the fetal position as she rocked back and forth on the bed. She was experiencing a severe panic attack.
Oh,
and she told me that she did not want to live.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
Dr. Mathias further documents the petitioner has suffered the couple's 8-year-old son, has developed an unusual sense of responsibility to protect his mother, telling her that she must promise to run to save her life if he ever tells her to, and to not take the time to ask questions.
Don't ask questions.
The child exhibits constant fear that harm will come to mother, social withdrawal from friends, sleep disturbances, and significantly reduced appetite.
You know, I took my kid to a Celtics game yesterday, and we just talked about the Celtics and shit. The day I would never expose my 8-year-old son to any of this shit about like the horrible things in my life. He has no idea that I went to jail. He might someday, but like, I'm not telling him. And then I'll explain it when he finds out. I'll tell him why I went to jail, but like, I don't expose him to any of this because it's traumatic. No child should have to be like brought into my drama. Let's keep it simple. You know what I mean? Let's keep it simple. Let's have a good time. Although, like, can I just bring up this one idiot, this one tweet? So I'm not afraid to post a picture with my kids on social media. I don't give a shit what people say. Right. So I went to the Celtics yesterday because I'm proud of being his dad. It's like the thing I'm most proud of. Like we went and here we are at the Celtics last night. We had a great time. That's my friend Chris. Great guy. He's a Taunton city councilor. It was his tickets. He's got season tickets. They're great seats. This is the Bobby Orr statue. Awesome time. There we are. Fun. Right. And I'm like, so I post about it. And then this buzzkill says, she goes, you're asking for trouble when you put your kids online. Why do you do that? How am I asking for trouble? The comments are overwhelmingly positive. Like all I ever hear is like, oh, he's so cute. He's your mini me. That's definitely my son. That's not the mailman's son. You could tell that. And so like all I ever hear is good comments. And like, so she says, why do you do this? Social media is more important than quality time with your son. What? How are you not living in the moment with him? This is narcissistic. It is one of the grossest things that you do. Everything's fucking narcissistic with these people. You can't do anything right. Right. It's like, why did I post a picture of that? Well, a lot of people post pictures of themselves with their kids on social media. Right. What I'm not doing is saying, oh my God, he told me to run for my life when somebody comes to kill me. That I would agree with would be problematic. But it's like, here's me and my son at the Celtics picture. I'm happy. Like, this is my way of saying that, like, my life is fucking awesome. I love my life. Right. I have a wonderful family and wonderful support system. And I do love what I do for work, but my work does not define me. Right. Like the thing that I'm most proud of in life is being his father and her father. Right. That's the thing that I'm most proud of. And so, yeah, like I'm showing what I'm proud of. This is what I'm proud of in life, is being this kid's dad. I'm sorry that this bothers you. Like Scrooge, like, what's your problem? You know, it's one of the grossest things you do. It's like, okay. People are like, you're unhinged. It's like, what a weird. And by the way, that was the only negative comment. There was no other negative comments. So there's that. Anyway, we'll watch a couple more minutes, then I got to go eat lunch. Did I share the wrong thing? Okay, I shared the wrong thing again. Hold on. I can't stay silent anymore. You can.
Impact on employee. Grayson testified, quote, I have lived every day in complete fear, persistent anxiety, suffocating dread, and the crushing weight of uncertainty.
Poor Grayson.
Others and expanding the campaign. Respondents' own videos demonstrate systematic efforts. I know a lot of you are lurkers, and I know it's either because July 8th, 2025, August 19th, 2025.
She goes through all her TikToks. Or
Dr. John
TikToks.
Matthias provided a professional assessment. Quote, in my expert opinion, when an individual repeatedly violates a stalking injunction, it demonstrates that not only a lack of respect for the authority of the court and the rule of law, but also clear antisocial traits that significantly increase the risk of harmful behavior in the future. End quote. Third-party corroboration.
That's insane that she can use her husband's analysis of what a stalker is in order to obtain a stalking order against a woman. Like, that's insane that John, that guy, I've never seen a bigger cuck than that guy. I can't wait to do a deeper dive into this. We're just getting started.
Of impact. Multiple independent witnesses corroborate the severity of this stalking campaign. Patricia Griffith, the manager of @websleuths.com. Lauren is not a dramatic person. She does not exaggerate. She is professional, composed, and a truly wonderful friend.
Oh, yeah, not
to hear the
dramatic
stress
at all.
and fear in her voice has been devastating. Consultant states this. I have personally witnessed the severe emotional toll that ongoing harassment, bullying, and stalking has had on Lauren. She has been deeply stressed, depressed, and worried about her safety, her family's safety, her reputation, and her business, and to push through things. Under Utah Code 76.5, direct admissions by respondent. July 20, the respondent to burn her kingdom.
Yeah, it's the
Quote,
same shit.
John DeLand of Mormon Stories.
Repeats the
The
same
evidence
shit.
shows 53 mental legal errors.
I
Number
mean,
one.
this is 9 hours long, but a lot of it is just repeating the same shit over and over again. She has already said most of this. So this definitely did not have to be 9 hours long.
The belief that public visibility diminishes one's right to be free from stalking. And number two, the claim that social media accounts dedicated to its communications to or about accounts posting 50 plus times about the statutory minimum demonstrates alleged stalking protections has engaged in sustained campaign of harassment through multiple social media platforms.
I can't.
This is not protected public discourse.
Okay,
it does not protect weaponizing social media platforms to conduct harassment campaigns about individuals. Dozens of respondents' creation of act. Patricia Griffith summarized it best. Manager to WebSleuths. Thank you, Patricia. Quote, criticism of someone's work is one thing, but setting out to destroy a person.
What is WebSleuths?
To incite fear
Says they have
and to threaten their livelihood is reprehensible.
Oh, it's reprehensible, says you.
And
Okay.
flat out wrong.
First of all, what
we don't
does
cancel
that
people here? We don't harass people here.
What does that
we
mean?
support people here.
What
Go
is
subscribe to WebSleuths. Thank you, Tricia.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Like flat out wrong? Because you said it is. That's not a legal term. It's wrong. Okay, you wrong. Like what? How is it wrong? Says who? Says you? Who is WebSleuths? And like she's like quoting WebSleuths, Patricia, and I'm supposed to care what this person says. I go to WebSleuths. They have 48,000 subscribers. Okay. Oh, she's like some unhinged lady. Like this is the woman that she. Okay, we got to see this woman's channel real quick. These are the character witnesses, other YouTubers. This lady,
Joseph Scott Morgan.
This is the lady?
world's most famous death investigator, is going to be on the discussion forum websleuths.com answering your questions live. That'll be tonight. Go to web.
So you have a woman with no microphone. She's using like the computer mic. She got the wood paneling in the background for some reason. Some sort of fish tank here. I mean, this looks like this was decorated by everybody's grandmother. Her living room here.
Sleuth.com.
Who is
You'll
this
see Ask Me Anything, Joseph Scott Morgan, right there at the top.
Okay.
Tonight, we'll be back here on YouTube with Web Sleuth YouTube Live.
This is the woman that's like the character. She does live shows. Oh my God. Okay. Grayson
Sleep, and I know you didn't eat right. And
Yeah.
I think that would do you both a lot of good. I really do. That list again, is there anything else that we've missed?
Okay.
What Grayson said about
TikToks made.
So this is her talking about the TikToks and how mean everyone is. And this is just madness. This is fucking madness that this is happening. Like, this is just wild. That's the lady she's using as a character witness, whoever that is. Grayson's being manipulated. No, Grayson knows what she's doing. Grayson's just another one who thinks that like my feelings matter. Like I'm sad and I can just shut down. Grayson's stupid. Grayson's not a smart person, and neither is Lauren Mathias. These are not intelligent people.
The court must reject respondents' attempt to weaponize the First Amendment as a shield for what multiple witnesses, including a forensic psychologist, have identified as dangerous
Who is
stalking
your
behavior.
husband? Who is
with
your
clear and one, reject respondents to a permanent civil stalking, but an escalating campaign harm. Signed Sunday, September 25th hearing.
There we go. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Serious time.
And then what happened? As I prepared to go to this hearing,
what?
A media request. I couldn't see who it was. I thought maybe it was a small YouTuber.
Ooh.
Like there's no way.
No.
This is a civil stalking injunction. Do you want to know why abusers don't get out?
Why?
Of abusive situations where there's coercive control and intimidation? Why are we sending media requests to a civil stalking injunction true crime community? Really, anyone, small or big? Small or big? Why are we sending media requests to a civil stalking injunction where there's a...
Maybe because this public figure with a very large platform who makes money off of exercising her First Amendment rights is actively trying to shut down the First Amendment and put people in jail for the crime of exposing what a shitty person she is. How about that? That might be newsworthy. I would find that interesting and compelling to watch.
Victim claiming to be stalked. Why? Why would any of us do that?
No, why would you want to expose me?
I didn't know who it was. And this is what my attorney sent back. I need water. I can't believe we're still going.
Oh my God. Get your root beer out.
Injunction here in Utah, where I'm trying to help my family.
My family? Your family?
I'm trying to get out of coercive control, intimidation, and threats.
You're not. There's no threats.
And there's a media request.
Coercive control.
And so my attorney Daston responds. Petitioner, through counsel, hereby objects to the unspecified, unverifiable media request. It was unverifiable.
Okay.
By the way, and it was unspecified. No one can figure out who it was.
They're objecting to the media request.
Unspecified, unverifiable media request for attendance at the evidentiary hearing scheduled for October 16th, 2025, and for access to court records in this matter. They wanted all of the court records. All the court records that I just read today. That's why I read them. That's why I've been on a live for 7.5 hours. I could be with my mother on hospice right now. That's what I do when I come to the state. I'm with my dying mother.
So she's neglecting her dying mother, just like she neglected her dying brother for online drama. That's what she's doing right now. I should be with my dying mother, but I'd rather spend 9 hours with Grayson talking about our feelings.
But instead, I am here doing a 7.5 hour live, reading all the court docs because everybody wants them.
Everybody.
And so I'm going to read them.
I'm going to read them.
Because I am going to protect my family and myself, and I'm not going to let this continue any longer. And so this unverified, unspecified media request comes in, and I have to say, no way. So, as a reminder, the court has found cause to issue a temporary civil stalking injunction containing specific no contact orders, including some limits on respondents' online social media activity targeting the petitioner and others. It was entered and served on respondent in September 2025. However, the respondent violated the court order within 24 hours. She then repeatedly violated it 5 more times between September 5th and 7th. Each violation constitutes a criminal offense.
Yeah, except she wasn't charged.
This case involves ongoing stalking, harassment, threats, and 2025 evidentiary hearing on petitioner's request for a permanent civil stalking injunction and to access the underlying court records. However, petitioner's request for basic information about the request, who made it and when, has not been provided. They wouldn't even provide us with who.
They don't have to. They don't have to, but go ahead.
In addition to the reasons set forth hereinafter, permitted an unspecified, unverifiable media request, given the private classification of this case and the now criminal nature of the respondent's conduct, deprives the petitioner a reasonable opportunity to verify or properly challenge in authenticity or necessity. Petitioner will be required to testify in detail about traumatic incidents of stalking.
Oh, traumatic.
Harassment and threats.
So she, again, we've been over this. She's so upset that she's going to be forced to talk about these traumatic incidents that it can't be on camera. And then she goes on camera and talks about all of it and then tells you to go to her Patreon extra for some bonus tea. And we're going to talk about how my feelings are hurt some more over there. And maybe Peter Griffin will be there.
This testimony will necessarily include specific dates, times, and locations where respondent stalked or confronted petitioner, details of petitioner's daily routines, residence, workplace, frequented locations, petitioner's current location, personal and intimate details about petitioner's life, relationships. Active respondents continued harassment through public dissemination. Yeah, that's what I want. Like, let's make this go viral,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
She's
And
against
constitute an
making it go
egregious
viral.
invasion of privacy.
Like, you're literally, this
All while
video
serving no
got
compelling public
so
interest.
many
I don't
views.
want to be here on this live. This is an invasion of my privacy. I have no choice. My hands have been tied. And here I am.
No choice.
A legal standard. Number A, a presumption and authority to close hearings. While Utah courts operate under a general presumption of openness, this presumption is not absolute. Courts possess inherent authority to close proceedings when necessary to protect compelling interests, including victim safety and privacy. That's absolutely true. Utah Code of Judicial Administration Rule Electronic Media Coverage. Utah Code of Judicial Administration Rule 4401-01 establishes a presumption that electronic media coverage shall be permitted in public proceedings. However, the judge may prohibit or restrict such coverage if the judge finds that the reason for doing so are sufficiently effectively concealing from the jury evidence, documents, or exhibits not in 401 relate to the specific whether to allow access to court records. Rule 4, closure, participating in the court in immediate physical danger.
Yeah, you're danger. Yeah.
Testify about recent stalking incidents. Establish the stalking pattern. Petitioner must describe daily activities and enable the respondent where there is a victim being stalked through them. Unlike ordinary court proceedings where safety concerns are abstract, and let me explain, this is not an ordinary court proceeding.
No,
this is
it's
a
not.
civil stalking injunction.
Oh, a civil
where
stalking
there is a
injunction.
victim being stalked.
Stalked. Yeah, you're
That is not for media. Media doesn't cover that. I've been in the media for years. Never in my years does anyone ever cover such a thing.
okay, because nothing.
I can't believe
nothing has ever been this ridiculous.
Believe it. Unlike ordinary court proceedings where safety concerns are abstract, stalking cases present immediate, concrete danger. The very information necessary to prove stalking is the same information that enables continued stalking. Media presence would chill petitioner's testimony and I
don't think anything could chill her
petitioner's testimony and injunction.
Yeah, civil stalking
So
injunction.
did it have a chilling effect on me? Seeking justice, seeking safety from the court, seeking protection? It did.
It did.
It did.
I don't think it's
The psychological impact.
I don't think it had a chilling
Hold on.
effect. Like, I don't think it had a chilling effect because you don't shut the fuck up.
Observe and take notes is re-traumatizing. The awareness that these intimate details will be broadcast or published creates severe. Again, I cannot believe that any media would be requesting to be in there.
Yeah, we get it.
It's beyond. It is so unfathomable.
It's so horrible. Yeah, you're a real victim. Yeah. Okay.
Those details are crucial to establishing the stalking pattern. This directly impairs petitioner's ability to meet the evidentiary burden.
Okay. Yeah.
A victim testimony in stalking cases sends a message to other victims that seeking legal protection means public exposure to their trauma, deterring victims from accessing the justice system.
It does. It does.
Fundamental fairness. Respondent has chosen to engage in stalking conduct that necessarily involves highly sensitive and intimate personal content of threatening, harassing.
All right. So we're about 7 hours and 40 minutes in now. We're going to stop there for today. We have about an hour and 20 minutes left of this. And then we're going to do we got to do duty run and then whatever. Okay. So this is just wild. Why don't we end the stream by just reading some turtle chats here, see what people's comments on this, their thought. Time for the grift. Time for the grift. You guys ready to grift? Let's go. Here we go. The grift train continues now. Okay. All right, here we go. Nicola Maxwell sends $11 and says, what is this text message I'm getting? I'm being stalked. I'm getting some spam. I'll block that caller. Okay, cool. All right. Nicola Maxwell sends $11 and goes, sex cult, hashtag babies with AIDS. Sex cult is tonight at 9:30. If you guys haven't joined Sex Cult, that's where the real grifting begins. Only $15 a month. You get ad free on the website. We know those ads are annoying. You get access to the Thursday night stream. Nobody else gets, and mostly you're supporting moi, yours truly. All right, and the grift continues. So thank you. It'll be tonight at 9:30. Fancy Drew sends $50. Goes, listen, Turtle, I'm too far away to make the Halloween party, so here's some bread for your legal defense fund. Sending love to you from the Gulf Coast. Well, thank you very much. Fancy Drew from the Gulf Coast, and we're gonna have a great time. OG Danielle Baker sends $25. Goes, hey Doc, this is clearly a publicity stunt. As pathetic as she is, she's obviously not dumb because it's working. My entire YouTube feed is loaded with channels doing the story. I don't think it's working the way she intended it to work, though. It did when Duty Ron was on it, and that's when I suddenly took an issue with this. I'm like, okay, because remember LTL shared it and was like, oh my god, and Duty Ron shared it and did a whole thing about what a victim she is and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't think she's a victim, actually. So I'm going to come out and talk about this and speak my truth, as they say. So thank you very much. Hold My Halo sends $20 and goes, for the Killer Bees, congrats on the dismissal. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Many more dismissals to come. Slint Goddess sends $5 and goes, loving the daytime grift, Dr. Daddy. I motion to make it normal, please, because you've found your calling in life. Yeah, I might have. I'm much more of a video content guy than I am. I like writing. That's my real passion. But, I do like doing this as well. Renee sends $10 and goes, listen, Turtle, I can't make it to the Halloween party event, but I bought a ticket to donate to someone who can. Just not exactly sure how to go about doing that. Free the Turtle. That's a good question. So if you bought a ticket and you can't attend, I think the best way to handle it would just be to go on the Justice Facebook group, the Justice for John O'Keefe Facebook group, and just offer to give it away. And you can do it that way. I think maybe I'll make a post saying, if you have extra tickets, come in here. If you want it, let them know, and you just send it to somebody that way. Next. Ferry sends $5 and goes, Dr. Turtleboy, thanks for all your work, journalism, tenacity, and truth. Fuck the haters, with love and support from Ireland. Well, thank you, Ferry. Michaela sends $10 and goes, this lady's unhinged. I can't believe I didn't catch it. This shit makes it hard for actual victims. Those are for people afraid for their life. Glad I figured out Cash App hardly lets me write anything. Well, thank you, Michaela. You're right about that. It does affect real victims. Susie sends $5 and goes, my Aunt Elizabeth would never testify for this jigsaw face lunatic. I love you, Brow Daddy. Oh, I'm Brow Daddy now, huh? Susie Lapasado sent that in. I love Dr. Lapasado. She would never demean herself like that. Felicia sends $10 and goes, sorry, I came in late Monday, so you discussed this. Truth and Transparency has the audio on a YouTube live from the hearing with both parties. If you listen to the end, the judge gets spicy. Yes, we listened to that whole thing earlier on, just not addressing to or the third party or defaming Lauren. Yes, I did discuss that earlier on and played it, so you can definitely go hear that. Detroit Turtle Rider sends $50 and goes, congrats on the win, Dr. Daddy. I just wanted to tell you that Duty Ron is an absolute joke. A few years ago, he was in a Zoom courtroom for a 2-year-old killed by his mom in Georgia. He was selling merch, memberships, and Patreons. The judge snapped and closed the entire Zoom. Jigsaw and her beta, did he really? And her beta cuck husband are total weirdos. Interesting. Sarah sends $100 and goes, $100 for the eyebrows. I needed that laugh. Thanks, Daddy Daytime. Well, thank you. I'm glad you like the brows. They're this is my serious face look. When I'm real mad, I'm serious. This is how I get. There come Brow Daddy. Oh, Felicia sends $5, goes, the only problem I saw with the picture of you and your son was that Clay wasn't with you two. RIP, #Clay Strong. RIP. I wish Clay could have been there. Would have been his first Celtics game. We would have had a great time. But unfortunately, Clay was murdered in front of me on December 24th, 2023 at about 3 a.m. in the morning by his mother, by his own mother. Can you believe that? Horrific. McDonald sends $5 and goes, glad you are representing my arches on your face, but please tell me you didn't use a Sharpie to draw them on. You're going to have them on for the Halloween party if you did. I did. This is a Sharpie. I can't get this off. I'll get it off. Don't worry. I'll get it off. But we'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's not too much of a problem. All right, next. Do we have any more turtle chats here? Because we got a couple cash apps that I'll read in a minute. Ann sends $50 and goes, the eyebrows. LMAO, I am dead. # free the brows. I think we need an Emily C performance on this, so I'm sure you'll get one. OG Daniel Baker says, I had to throw you an extra $10 for the eyebrows. I am dying. I can't stop laughing. I'm not trying to make you laugh. I'm trying to be serious here. I'm serious. And by the way, Clay is not real for all the new people here. Because I have gotten I've gotten like 600 new subs in the last couple of days because of this story, I think. So that's good. Because I lost a bunch with the recording gate nonsense that some people are still obsessed with. Alicia sends $5 and says, thank you for making me laugh out loud today. My pleasure, Alicia. Glad to help. Julie sends $7 and goes, eyebrows. Well, thank you. Alicia sends $5 and goes, thank you. Oh, no, I already read that one. Jen sends $10 and says, please keep the eyebrows when we cover this wacko. I might have to. Adam sends $25 and goes, thanks for standing up to bullies. Hidden true collagen is evil bully. Thank you, Adam. Michaela sends $10 and goes, this lady is unhinged. How did I miss this? Wow. She is. Because you're just inclined to like see somebody like that come on there and talk about her. Most people are hesitant to be like, oh, wow, you're a liar and you're full of shit. But I'm not. If you are full of shit, a lot of people just want to, it's easier to just be like, here. I'm so sorry that this happened to you. And she knew that. And so she was using her online presence to send a mob after this Christina woman. Okay. Michaela sends $15 and says, this shit makes it harder for real victims. Exactly. So let me just refresh the turtle chats to make sure I didn't miss anyone here. Yeah, last one. Mom24 sends $5. It goes, someone sent the super chat about a sandwich teacher the other day, and you read, do you know any more? My son is in that school and the school won't respond. I haven't seen anything on it in my inbox. So send it if you got it. But all right, guys, I am going to be going on with my business now, with my day. So we'll see a lot of you guys for Sex Cult tonight. And we'll see. We're going to do this tomorrow at 10 too. Another stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. Prior to the Halloween party. So we'll do another one of these, and then we'll see if it takes us into the weekend, what that's like. All right. Peace to your bum crease, people. Brush your teeth.
It calls for data including